Well, I guess my thing had messed up. Hello, guys. Welcome back to my channel, Real Talk with your girl, Lady D. We're going to wait for some more to come on, but I'm going to go ahead and introduce you now. Okay, Noel? I have my guest with me, Noel.
Okay.
We had a great time last night. So, since we had a great time, I say let's go ahead and rock it, roll it again. Start it again because I really enjoyed myself, Noel. What
Yeah, me
about you,
too. It was a
girl?
great conversation.
Hmm.
Yes, it was a great conversation. I
So I
really
say,
enjoyed it.
yes, me too. I mean, it's like everything just fell in place, and I say, let's go ahead and start it
Yeah,
again.
it did.
We can go ahead and piggyback off of what we had started, even though no one have came in yet. But we can just go ahead and just break the ice until more people come in. Because we have a long time. We're gonna start
Okay.
from we're gonna go ahead and stop the live at 10 o'clock. So we can go ahead and start. We're going to talk about carbonation
Okay, that's good.
and however it goes from there. So, guys, welcome to my channel. I hope you all had a great day today. I have my guest with me, Noelle. Noelle, go ahead and say something, girl, because we had a good time last night.
I'm just saying, I'm just glad to be here, spend some time with you guys tonight. The conversation in the chat was really good last night and the night before. I really appreciate the coverage that you're giving.
Yes, and I'm glad you're here. We're going to go ahead and cover some more when it comes to Natiri and also however it just flow, just let it flow. So I want to go ahead and play just a little small clip since I had promised, the viewers that I was going to play that clip. You remember when Malia had ran out the home and they all had ran after her? You remember that one, Noel? Noel.
Yes, I remember that.
Yeah, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna
I
go ahead and
do.
play a little clip of that
Yeah, I
because
remember. Can you hear me?
I can hear you real good. You can hear me? Guys, if you can hear us, give us a thumbs up, please. Well, I guess they can hear us then. But I'm gonna go ahead and
Okay.
I'm gonna wait for a few more to come on and then I'll go ahead and play that clip, okay?
Okay.
But
I'm
when
here.
Malil had left out that home, you remember when she had caught that tantrum? I guess I don't know if it was a tantrum or she just was frustrated. To me, it was like she was more frustrated when she had
Yeah,
left out
that
that
was
home,
that
and I
the
guess she had
day. I'm sorry, go ahead.
no. You can go ahead.
Was that the day when they were starting to go somewhere in the car and Nature Boy started like an argument with her, saying she had a
Yes,
bad attitude, and then it just went from there?
yes. I guess she was
And then she
frustrated
ran out of the
because
house and down the street.
yeah, yep, that's the day. So I'm guessing she was
That day, he
frustrated
seemed like
because
he
she
was
wanted
trying
to
to
sit in the.
provoke her.
I think he was. I think that he wanted to set her off because I think it was he wanted Natiri to sit in the front, right?
Yeah, he wanted Natiri to sit in front.
Yeah. So it looked like he was just. I don't know if it was a part of the prop because that's what not Natiri, Malil said it was, or it it was real. But to me, it looked like it was real. I don't think that that part right there they was playing it out. I think this scene right here, it was pretty much real. But when Malil had left out that home and when she started screaming, I mean, it just sounded so. I mean, it's like it just came out of like she just was full, like she just had enough when she just started screaming. Did you see that? You didn't see the video.
Yeah, I did. It was really, it did seem kind of like primal, like from deep inside, like a frustration.
Hmm.
It did seem like that. She seemed really, really upset,
Hmm.
and I had never seen her like that before.
I guess, people just take a lot, and I guess she just had a lot on her mind and went through so much and she just couldn't take it no more. And the way
That's what
she
it seemed
was
like.
just screaming, it's like she was having a breakdown.
That's what it sounded like.
Hmm.
It
And,
really did. It was so
yeah,
sad.
yes.
It was so sad for her.
Mm,
And all the things that she's been through since she's been to carbonation. And I don't know. I think that all of the women are victims.
hmm.
And whether they'll wake up or not, or how long it will take. But in my mind, if one of them is a victim, all of them are, because
Yes.
all of them have been abused. Some of them they may seem to be willing participants, but I think that they're just part of it is that they're so brainwashed.
Hmm.
And I think that he has really convinced them that they are just nothing, and that they have
Hmm.
no value, and that they can't do anything other than be there.
Yeah, but I think
And
that
if you
they
can't,
can leave if because they have so many people. They have a huge follower, and I think that if they really wanted to leave, I will leave because, like I say, help is available, and by them, just like now, they have a chance to leave. So why
yeah,
they
I
don't
thought they would have
just
been gone.
exit? Because they have a chance to leave right now. So to me, it's like it's no excuse because what's
Yes,
holding them up right now?
I think right now it's probably of the three that are remaining. I think that there's mental health. I think that have you ever just seen someone who just went down the wrong road, and they went so far that it's hard to return back.
Okay.
And some of them are so arrogant that they can't just say, I got it wrong. I made a mistake. I screwed up. I don't think that they want to say that. That's why they stick to it. Because even the things that they're saying in these videos, they don't even make sense.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, some of the things that they say to us when they're like trying to talk to us and teach us or share the things, I'm like, well, maybe if you would take that advice, you'd be better off.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I sometimes I catch myself chuckling. I'm like, yeah, that would be a great idea. Try it.
Mm-hmm.
I heard Malia, no, Zoka. She said, what she said something. Oh, last night Tammy said that Malia called her a slave, and in
Oh,
a
yeah,
in a
she sure
live, and
did.
I heard Malia, not Malia, Zoka, and they have when they get into the arguments with the comments or the people on Bigo, some of the things that they say, they really apply to them more than they do to the callers.
Mm-hmm.
And I would really like to hear where they were during the time when this assault was supposed to be happening.
With
Like where everybody was in the house. Because
Natira.
with Natiri and Nature Boy, because remember, maybe I didn't hear it in the interview, and they kept saying we were here, and then they were saying how she was getting in the Uber, then she went upstairs to say goodbye to Nature Boy. So where was everybody else at?
Mm-hmm. Well, I know they say Malia had met her upstairs, right? When Malia had told her to go back downstairs. Because I
Right.
think Natiri had said that she wanted to go and, talk to Nature Boy, give him a hug and tell him bye. And
Hmm.
not Materia, Malia has stopped her. So quite obvious, they was downstairs.
But if
And Nature Boy,
Malia, she said Malia told her to come down. So I got the impression that Malia was coming down the stairs and she was trying to come up.
uh-huh. We can
So,
play the
but
vid.
I would just like to hear where was Solar, where was True, um, all these things just pop in my head because
Hmm.
the way they're saying it, we were there. Were you in the room? Were they outside the room? Because they have a lot of sex with other people in the room too. You know that, right?
They have a lot of what
They have orgies or whatever you call it
with others. I thought
with each.
they only have sex with Nature Boy.
They're all
The
sometimes
wives
they're
only
all
with Nature
present in the
Boy.
room. I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
So they all with Nature Boy, right? Not with other men.
Well, I don't know how they all do it, but
Hmm.
they do have sex with other people in the room.
Oh,
It's just not one person present.
oh, I
Not the
didn't know
not
that.
the two. Yeah, that's been a pattern of their behavior all along.
Because I remember when Nature Boy had said that no one messed with his wives. He the only one, and he also had
Right,
told the other men that they could not have sex for like 6 months.
right. But I'm saying over the years, they have had
Oh, you talking
like
about over the
like
years?
over the years they've like when Solar had a wife, when the men had their wives, they've had sex in the same room. But I'm saying in Nature Boy with his wives, sometimes Natiri was talking in one of the clips. I think you might have shown it. She They were all on the bed at the same time. Malia, Natiri, and Nature Boy. They have they have group sex. I don't know the word, but
But all
they
with
do.
Nature Boy, right? Not with no other women. I
Yeah,
mean, no other
all with
men.
Nature Boy.
Yeah,
Right,
yeah, yeah. I knew that. Mm-hmm.
right. But they also have had orgies where other pairs of people
Mm-hmm.
are together.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
They have a whole
Yeah.
deviant sex life thing going on over there.
Yeah. But like I said, at the end of the day, they grown. So, if they want to do it, that's, like I say, all we could do is just pray for them because, at the end of the day, they grown adults. So it's so much stuff that's going on out in this world. And, especially when it comes to these young kids, and you remember Tammy talked about it last night. It's like this right here is just a total different generation from us.
It
We was
is.
not like this, but this generation right here, it's like, you know they just don't, how can I put it, they just, we was more conservative, especially when it comes to sex. To us, we really never even wanted to talk about it, not openly. But this
Right.
generation right here, they don't care. Any and everything goes with this generation.
Yeah,
So
it definitely I learned that from Tammy. It's definitely not as their sex life is not private at
it's
all.
more open now. Yes.
Yeah. I even saw a video with Solar and Neytiri when they got together just here recently. And in graphic detail, he was speaking about having sex with her and accidentally having anal sex. It was horrible.
Wow.
And he was laughing and she was crying during they just had, to me it was like a humiliation thing,
Mm-hmm.
but she didn't seem bothered by it at all. But I
Mm-hmm.
was like, wow, what kind of man would do that?
Yeah. So what
Whatever.
part that really gets you? The only what really gets me is the physical part. Now, whatever they do in, that's something on them. I just don't like the physical part when you have to put your hands on someone. That's the part that gets me, because all the other stuff, like I say, this is a new generation and they're more open. But the only thing gets me is when, you have the physical, try to put someone in control, and you know that your hands should not be on no one. So what
Yeah, I
part that
agree.
really gets you?
The part that gets me, the physical violence, the the holding people there without their when they were in foreign countries and taking everybody's passports.
Oh yes.
And to me, that's false imprisonment because you can't go anywhere.
Mhm.
If you have no ID, if you have no passport, you can't leave. So you're kind of really trapped there. And even if you can get to the embassy, and he always had them like way out in places that the nearest city was 2 or 3 hours away. So I think that's my hardest part, is that I don't mind if people are in a place willingly.
Yes.
As grown people, they can do whatever they want. I don't have a problem with them exercising the right to want to live a free life. I'm not, a person that says that you have to work 9 to 5 or 12-hour days, or anything that is creative that they want to do. I'm open minded about that. I don't understand some of their I don't understand any of their philosophy really, but I think the biggest thing for me is that I think that he gets them over there under a pretense of it's going to be one thing, and then when you get there, it's a total nother, and then you have to struggle or fight to get your documents back
Yes.
so that you can leave.
Hi, Star. How are you? I have Noelle with me. She and we're going to see if we can comb through all this just talking. Hi, Frida. How are you doing? Guys, welcome to my live. We just talking as usual about carbonation wives, all the stuff that's going on in that camp. So I hope you guys had a great day. But the thing about it, Noelle, when it comes to that, they know that they had a hard time. Why they just don't go to the authorities? Why they have to go on social media? That's the part that I don't understand. Thank you, Star. Thank you, guys.
I think I think what part of it was what Tammy was saying last night, that
Noelle, Frida is
this is the
speaking to
way
you.
they communicate
Mm-hmm.
with being online.
Mm-hmm.
That's just a part of their millennial generation. But I think also, well, I know from the very beginning, part of when Nature Boy first started, um, when you go there after you give up all your documents, all of your possessions, all of your money, you
Mm-hmm.
have to reveal things about yourself, whether there
Yes.
be your childhood trauma, your relationship trauma, your sexual diseases, or whatever you have. And then I think he has something on them, things that might shame them if other people knew. And
Mm-hmm.
then the things that they do while in the cult, they become co-conspirators, sort of. So if you're
Mm-hmm.
there when Velvet gets beat down and you didn't do anything, you have some responsibility for that.
Mm-hmm.
So I think, like Solar saying that Nature Boy killed his son and all that, right? His daughter, I'm sorry. Well, if he did, what was he doing while
That's
this
what
was
I'm
going on?
saying. And that's
And
where
so
it
that's
comes
why
that
I
they all
think they
should
don't
take
go to the authorities,
accountability.
because they are guilty too.
Mm-hmm.
And he may have them convinced. And he said it out loud. He said, if I go down, we're all going. So
Mm-hmm.
that lets me know that he has something on them too.
Mm-hmm.
So
Well,
I
he
think
did
he
say
gets
that. I played
them.
the video. You saw the
I saw it.
videos that
I
I
saw it.
played. Yeah. He
I
said
saw
if
it.
I go down, we all was
But he used
going
to say
down.
that before.
Mm-hmm. Well, he was really
And
talking about Velvet when he said that.
yeah, but he also said it. But all of them are guilty. Like, back when Joy was there and she was trying to leave one time, Musa
Love you
punched her
too,
in the face,
Star.
and four of the warriors had her, one by each leg and arm, and they
Mm-hmm.
detained her and they threw her in a van. And that was a Puerto Rican guy named Ether who went over there, and he explained it.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think that they all, I don't know what level, but I think they all commit crimes together
Mm-hmm.
to some in some degree.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's why they don't go to the authorities,
Mm-hmm.
because they implicate themselves.
Yeah, it could be.
You know,
Let's go.
it's
Let's go
just
ahead and
like
play this. Yeah, go ahead. Finish your
in Florida
conversation,
they have a
Noel.
thing. I'm sorry, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, in Florida they have a thing. It's called felony murder. So
Hmm.
say I pick you up, you say pick me up from work, and you work at a restaurant, and I pick you up, and you go or drop you off at work, and I drop you off, and you go in and you rob the place, and someone is killed. I'm guilty of murder just because I'm there.
Guilty by
And some of
association.
the things they better thank their lucky stars and God that nothing happened to these people when he's done these beatings so badly, because they're all guilty of something, especially
Hmm.
if you leave and you don't report it.
Hmm.
And I just think that they don't want to admit they're wrong.
Hmm.
Because even with Solar, I can't even listen to him speak anymore because he'll throw that out there. You owe me a whole baby. You need to do this. You killed my daughter. Well, what were you doing?
Yeah.
That's the next logical question. That goes right back to Natiri. They all say they were there. What were they doing?
Hmm.
Where were they? They're talking about she had a phone. Why didn't they call? You know, I don't know what happened, and she's not specific in what happened. And that's why I feel like I have the whole story is not being told
Yeah.
because they go from the Uber car to the crying in Nature Boy's arm to escaping the next morning. But some things had to happen in between there.
Yeah.
Did anybody know she was being assaulted? What did they hear?
Well,
The
what
lady.
happened? What happened is that we already know because Natiri, she already told it on the T that she didn't make Queen, and by she didn't make Queen,
Yeah, I know
she
that
set
part.
the entire house on fire. So that's what it
Right.
was
Yeah,
when they
that's
brought
before.
Natiri there. Yes, and I think that's what happened because Natiri was doing good. She was a part of whatever curriculum that they was doing when she was in the
Yeah,
bed
she was
making
doing
out with
good.
Natiri. I mean, making out with Nature Boy, she enjoyed that. She even said she was happy. I remember one
Yeah.
caller had called in. He was really on Nature Boy's tail. He said, I'm going to make sure I see you locked up. He said, look how you giving these women marijuana, having them smoking. And Naturi, she doesn't even smoke. And Naturi, she said a bald faced lie. Yes, I do smoke. I'm happy. I'm happy where I'm at. And she already had said she does not like to smoke marijuana. So they all was happy. They all was enjoying themselves. So where everything had went south, like I say, right is right. And I'm here to tell the truth. What I saw. What I saw. I don't know what had happened behind the scene, but what they showed to us, they asked Nataria, was she happy? She said, yes, I'm happy. You know, even when she was in a bed with Nature Boy having sex. So the only thing that I can think of where it went wrong is just like she said, we got to take her word of mouth that when she did not make Queen and she had to bow down and kiss Malia's feet and serve her, not only that, give Malia her clothes, that right there is set the entire house on fire.
Yeah, I understand that part. I'm talking about the night when she decided to go. I know she was leaving because she was upset she didn't make Queen. I get that. I'm just not understanding, like, when she had the option, she was leaving with the Uber. They said, God wants to talk to you. Will you take the call? How once she got back in the house and went up the stairs with Nature Boy, I'd like to know where everybody else was doing and what they saw and heard.
Mm-hmm.
And
Let's
because
let's
there's
play the
from that
video.
step there with
Mm-hmm. You want to play the
okay,
video? Let's play the video. Let me know if you can hear
sure,
it
do what
here.
I'm here for you. You're running
Share
the
with the
show.
world. It's just I'm just something to you just can hear collect it? Dust on the shelf. Could you hear it? You heard it.
I don't. I Are you playing it or showing something?
I'm playing it. I'm playing it on my phone.
Reach out to you after you had left? Did he try to contact you? No, I
Okay, I
changed
hear it
my
now. Hold
number
on.
afterwards and I deleted my Instagram so I can not have to get in contact with them. But they didn't even try to do anything. They couldn't get in contact with me. And if they, I don't even think they tried, honestly. Do you realize that what he did to you before you left was do you think that it was truly love making or making love to you, or do you feel that it was, that it was coercion, which is pretty much one step down from, you know sexual abuse? No, I know that it wasn't love because it just felt fake.
And you heard that when Natiri had said that it felt fake. So she's looking for love, just like we had talked about last night. Maybe because like we already talked about, she's a twin, and she see that her other twin, her other sister, she have a husband, she have a child, and she have a family, and maybe she want that love. I
I
don't
think so.
know.
I think that's part of it. She definitely
Hmm.
she definitely wants a family, and I don't see her how she compares it, but how she puts it together where it's going to be hard to be the queen of like Nature Boy's cult and be a mom too. I guess she hasn't looked at how the other mothers have been there. They don't You don't get the opportunity to be a mother and a queen. That's not how it has worked out in Carbonation.
Hmm.
The wives, even Sheba wasn't caring for her son on her own. So I think she has to make a decision. Does she want to be in a polygamous cult thing or be a mom? Because it's not working out the way, it's not going to work out in Carbonation. So now that she's out, we'll see what she does. But I don't know, you know, I know that she was angry and upset with not being queen. And up until that day when the police came and she said the whole thing about Solar, I felt like she was happy there and that she
Hmm.
wanted to be there. That's how I saw it. She seemed happy. Even on that day, apparently she was sneaking around with Solar while Nature Boy was sleeping in the house.
Hmm. I don't know. But only I just know, what she's saying. She said that it didn't, it felt fake. So she didn't feel
Mhm.
that Nature Boy was really into her, that he was using her as content, which most likely he was. And that's why, she did what she did. And
So that's what you think.
even,
That's why you think she made the report.
I think she made the
That's why
report
you
is
think she
because
made the report.
I only can go by what I hear. And just like, I already talked about it last night, if someone did the big R to me and I'm doing an interview, I'm going to talk about that the entire time that I was violated, that, this happened. I'm not going to talk about something about being a queen. I wouldn't talk about that. And that's right there to me is so confusing. Why she talked about being a queen and being in this position and not tell the tea when she was on her platform or whatever wherever they was, why she didn't talk about the big aura. And that's the part that I just can't wrap my brain around.
Yeah, that's a hard part too. And that is a hard part, you know, because it's I thought that's what the interview was about, why she left and what happened. And I was surprised when I heard the interview and they were saying when she was saying, about being Malia's servant and all of those things. And I was just surprised at the shift, because prior to that day when she embarrassed Nature Boy, saying she wanted to be with Solar and all that, she was, well, he made them believe me. He had her believing that she had a shot, but she
Hmm.
probably never had a shot,
I don't think she
because
did.
Nature Boy was already upset. Right, Nature Boy was already mad with her from when she left, and every time she left, she talked about them and told all the business, and so Solar helped Nature Boy to lure her back there
Hmm.
anyway.
I think
And
so.
I believe he knew that Nature Boy was gonna take revenge on her.
Hmm.
And in
And
my mind, Nature Boy was just getting her there to humiliate her.
I think so too. And that's why I don't understand how Nateri could trust Solar after knowing that anytime when Nature Boy wanted to go ahead and use her as content, he would use Solar to bait her in. So, if anything, I would get upset with Solar as well because he was a part of that cult. Why, even give him a chance? I wouldn't even want to be nowhere near him, knowing that he was in that same house that I was violated in. That does not make no
Exactly.
sense at all.
Exactly. It
And
doesn't
like I
make
say,
any
I'm
sense.
not
I
here
don't
to take
understand
no
that at all.
sides. I'm not here to take no sides because, like I said, when it comes to Nature Boy, we know that he was grimy. He did a lot of stuff, but that's not what he's charged for. He charged for the big aura, and that's what I'm gonna focus on because that's what he was charged on. And a lot of stuff don't make no sense because if I was violated, that's all gonna be on my mind. It's the big aura. That's gonna be on my mind. So every chance that I have to talk about it, I'm gonna talk about it, especially when I know that I can help the next person that have been through it. Just like the Bible says, we are overcomers by our testimony. So that was her
I
chance
agree.
right
I
there
agree.
to, yeah, that was a chance right there. So let's go ahead and play a little more
I
here.
think she should have told everybody what he did, so
I think she
nobody
should
would
have
go
told
over
the
there
T.
again.
I think she should have told the T what happened because she was on our platform on the 31st, which she did go to the police on the 30th. Now, guys, I don't know if the interview was pre recorded because some people said that they saw the video and the video was 5 hours long. But all we have is some
Yes,
edit pieces that's I think was like 30, not no longer than 30 minutes.
I saw a 5 hour long video,
So
and I
where's the
remember when
five
it came out.
so where's the 5 hour video? Can you tell me
I
what
think
you
that
saw
was the
on it
part where
that
she
was
was
so
answering
secretive?
questions.
Hmm.
I'm
So what
sorry.
stuck to your head? What
It
stuck to your head?
um what stuck out of my mind of the interview, what well the interview part is when she was asking questions, and the part that she talked about the queen part, um the language of we made love, um all of that part. But the question and answer part, that was the majority of that 5 hours, where people were coming up, some people were expressing support, some people were asking questions, but anybody who came on there with any opposing position, they were gone very quickly.
Mm.
And people
But
were
the
offering support.
mhm.
And what struck me in that part was she seemed very like chatty and happy and laughing. She didn't seem traumatized at all to me.
So you saying, Noel, that she just been violated, went to the police on the 30th, on the 31st when she did the interview with the T, she seems happy.
Okay, I don't know what day she went to the police, or what day I know the interview was
She
on the
went to
31st.
she went on the 31st to the police
Okay, so
and filed
whatever day the
charges.
interview, okay. So when I saw the interview, She didn't sound like, and I don't know if there's a way to sound, but she didn't sound distressed during the interview portion of the thing. She did cry a little bit, and I think she cried at the part where she said that she realized that they didn't love her and they didn't care about her and she felt fake, all of that. That's when she cried. But during the majority of the time that the live was going, she was chatting and laughing and seeming totally fine.
So within the
Just
five
not
hour
my
video,
opinion.
yes, just your opinion. Everything is alleged. So, but you did hear the video, so it's not alleged because that's
I watched
yes,
all of it.
yes.
I
You
watched
watched the
all of
entire
it.
video. So this the
And
question that I want to know. Within the 5 hour video, you said it had last. Did she ever mention the big R?
no, she did not.
Out of the
She
five
did not.
hours, she never once mentioned a big R to
Never.
the T
The only
during her
word that
interview.
she used, the only thing that she said that I heard was when she fell into his arms and she was crying and she said we made love and I allowed him to have sex with
Wow,
me. Those were her
wow.
words.
And
He
you
I
actually saw
allowed
the
him.
video. You actually saw
Right.
the 5 hour video.
And
Wow.
the video during the rest of the part, people were coming up offering support, um, you know, therapy sessions, just coming on to commend her from going, leaving, getting away. But there was no, that's the only part I recall that talked to anything about sex.
Wow.
Anything. I didn't hear.
Wow.
And at that time, I don't think the videos had been released yet, right?
The
The sex
video,
videos hadn't been released yet.
the 31st. So you saw the video. Yeah, that's when the interview was on the 31st.
Right, but I'm saying I don't think he released those tapes yet at that time, had he? Or did he release the
He,
tapes yet?
you talking about Nature Boy?
Yeah, did he put the things on Twitter yet? I don't know the chronologic. I don't
Yes,
recall her talking
I
at
talked
all
to
about.
some yes, I talked to someone in Carbonation, and they told me the videos, the porn, it was already on Twitter when the material was there. Now, just like Tammy had said last night, when Nateri had left, she wanted it taken down, and that was her right. That he should have took it down then. So I don't know if he kept it up there just to to get at material, which that was wrong. So I guess that's why she held him for it. And I don't know if he thought that the tapes was his property because he was using it as a part of his curriculum. But the thing that I don't understand is if the tape, the interview that Materia had did with the T had last 5 hours, why they went ahead and deleted those videos and only gave us some snippets. That's the part that I don't understand. And that's what I'm trying to go ahead and wrap my brains around.
I
That part
think
does not make no sense.
I'm
Which I
I'm
didn't see the
thinking.
video. I didn't see the video.
Okay, there the part of I saw what was released the other day, and I saw the original. Now
Hmm.
maybe they're saying the interview. The interview was a short portion of that 5 hours. But there was a period, and even the T asked her, "Are you okay to continue talking?" And she was like, "Yeah, I can answer questions, no problem." She was bubbly and very chatty and very
Wow.
responsive to all of the callers and all of the questions. She wasn't in distress, but she didn't get any hard hitting questions. I have to tell you that
Wow.
the
And this
questions
is
that
not
were
taking no
asked.
sides. Yes, this is not taking no sides at all, but getting to the truth. Because like I said, I don't have a fight in this. I don't know these people from a can of paint. It's just that we trying to get to the truth. And it doesn't make sense because if I'm putting someone in could spend the rest of his life. And like I said, Nature Boy did some grimy stuff. But this is not what they holding them for. They're charging them for. They're charging them for the big aura. And I'm not trying to sit there and defend him. It's just that I'm trying to get to the truth. And one thing about the truth does not need no defending. The truth gonna always find its way back home. And if she did a 5-hour interview with the T, and in those 5 hours, we have someone right now that saw the video, sat there 5 hours, and she never mentioned about the big aura.
She didn't.
And that does not make no sense at all.
She didn't. I didn't hear the word. I didn't hear. I didn't hear the word false imprisonment either.
Wow.
I don't recall hearing any of that. I I guess the night that I heard it, I know less of I don't know what I know now. So I was just listening and listening based on um all of the knowledge that I have of her previous behavior. I
Frida
can't
said, I don't know if Frida talking about us, but she said, you all don't get it. But I'm talking to someone that saw
well
the
tell her to
video,
come
and
up
I
and
don't know if
explain
she,
to what we're not
yeah,
getting.
I'm gonna leave the link. If she want to come up, she welcome to. So I'm only could go by what if you saw the video, and I'm take your word. Because like I said, you don't have a fight in this as
I don't
either.
have
You
a
just
dog
was
in the fight.
watching it. Thank
I
you.
don't have a dog in the fight at all. All I'm saying is that I don't know what I don't get, but I don't know that there's anything to get. All I can say and share is my observations. And keep
Mm-hmm.
in mind, I've seen Natiri around these cult groups for 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
So I have already an impression of who she is when she did the interview.
Mm-hmm.
But when I listened to the original interview, I didn't know anything about what happened. And the last thing I knew was that they had that episode where the police came, and I
She
knew
says
there was
she's
going to
not
be a
talking. She says she's not to stop you. She says she's not talking about us. Okay, go ahead, Noel. Sorry about that.
yeah. So I was saying, you know, when I went to listen to the original interview, I knew that I came to the interview already with an opinion of both Nature Boy and Natiri. And I was like, okay, what is she gonna say? So I had a semi open mind, but Nature Boy had been acting crazier than usual for at least 6 weeks prior. And I had seen that the last thing I saw before the interview was that scene where she didn't get to be queen and she was on her knees and it was horrible and the police came. I knew that Nature Boy was going to do something. So I don't know if he did the big R, but I knew he was going to retaliate against her
Mm-hmm.
because he said that he said that he was going to get her back, and that's just the type person he is.
Mm-hmm.
He's very vindictive.
Mm-hmm. And the thing
And
about it is that this is what I don't understand. Let me go ahead and play this video. I said I was going to wait to play it the night, but let me go ahead and play this video right here, okay? And we can go ahead and talk about
okay,
this. I don't know if I can get it.
She said, oh, he ain't compliment her all day. He compliments
Who got a phone on him? Who got a phone on him? No, none of y'all got your phone on you?
That's why I lay on your face for what fucking reason, my bitch.
You said what? Because you got to high school. To the what? To the man?
Don't call the street in my face.
You need a dog. That's what you doing. Talking about go back to the man. Nigga, that's the problem.
She not ungrateful, bro.
Yeah, fuck everything right
because you ain't get no compliment all day. I didn't get sick in 3 years. My nigga, what the fuck? Word to the white man, pussy. I'm here with God. Try to hug her. Nah, let her definitely go, bro. We try to compliment all day. I didn't get sick in 3 years. My nigga, what the fuck? Word to the white man, pussy. I'm here with God. Walking away from God. Keeper, you always run. You do the same thing. You run to the white man. Same thing.
You good?
Do something new.
The police probably about to come.
We try to hug her. Nah, let her definitely go, bro. We try to hug her on her shit. Hug her on her demons, bro.
Y'all ain't got no phone on you?
No. That's why she keep doing this. She know who cares.
She gonna come back. I mean,
I must have missed that part.
She said, oh, he ain't compliment her all day. He compliments you.
who got a phone on him? Who got a phone on him? No, none of y'all got your phone on you?
Hell no. That's why I split on your face for what fucking reason, my bitch? You said what? You can't go back to high school. To the what? To the man? Don't call a freak to my face! You need a gun. That's what you doing. Talking about go back to the man. Nigga, that's the problem. She mad ungrateful, bro. You mad ungrateful.
I must have missed the part where you there, Noel?
I'm here. I'm just watching. Yeah, I'm listening.
Yeah, I must have missed the part. You remember when Nateri had said that they don't have sex with him? The only one that's he's doing anything with was Malia, and
Yeah,
therefore
I
gets
heard
the
that.
head.
Yeah, that she gets all the
So
D, right?
yeah, so and Aya, she didn't have him for like 2 years. So, you know, it's like I don't think that he was, having them. The only person that he was having, and according to Natiri, is he was having Malia.
But he was having oral sex with them, and he was having other
Only with
sex with them.
Afro, but he wasn't even touching Aya.
Right. But what I'm saying is that there were
Hi, the
at the
doll. How you doing? The doll. She's speaking to
simultaneously
us. Mm-hmm.
there he was. Malia was having the most sex, but they were having sex
Mm-hmm.
because there were videos live of him having sex with Efaru, and there was a Twitter one in the closet that was disgusting.
Mm-hmm.
It was a horrible video. There were
Yeah, I saw
multiple
that one.
videos of Janae with him. These were published on Twitter around the same period, right before she left.
Oh, someone say no sound. You guys don't hear no sound? Give us a thumbs up. She said no sound. Give us a thumbs up if you hear. I don't think they can hear us. Let me see. That's why I don't like playing videos. Sound like they say they can't hear us. Oh, they say, can you hear us? I hear you. Star say she can hear. Yeah, finish talking,
Okay, so I was
Noel.
saying that, I mean, in keep in mind this is from their perspective, and they're all highly sexual. So what I heard her to say is, you get the most compliments, the most sex, the most. Malia was getting the most of everything as queen. That's the impression that I got from it. But what I get from this video, and you could clearly hear Neytiri's mouth because she always uses the word bro.
Mm-hmm.
I could recognize her voice, and she was antagonizing Malia, definitely, and very aggressive. So maybe that's what she thought was going to happen to her the night that she was leaving. I don't know, but she's not, she was definitely in the wrong here.
Mm-hmm. And I wanted to pick out the other video because I have the other clip when
What do
Naturi
you
had
think
took a
about this
shawl.
video?
Well,
What are your
this the
thoughts
one that
about
I
the
wanted to
video?
this the one I wanted to play, but I also wanted to play the one when Nateria, I don't know why I call it Nateria, when Nateri had took a shawl and hit Malia with it. I wanted to
Right.
play that one. And also, when I look at this video right here, I cringe. And the reason why I cringe is because they were so close to the edge of that highway, and you saw how
Right.
fast those cars was going. One
Mm-hmm.
push, that girl would have been on that road. It could have been so bad that day. Someone could have
Yes.
got killed. Every time when I watch that video, I see how that child was on the edge of. You see, just like look how close it is. You see how close it is
Yeah.
to the road, and those cars was coming on her side. Right there, those cars could have hit her.
Yeah.
So
And they were running. They were at her like a pack of dogs.
yes, yes.
And
So like
Malia
I
is not
say,
healthy.
no, and that's why I say all of them. Their hands is dripping. Every
That's what
last
they
one of
are.
their
They're
hands are
all of them.
dirty. Their hands are dirty. That's why I don't trust none of them. I don't trust like like I said, if Natiri say it happened to her, the big R, I would be talking about it. I would have talked about it on that platform. No way I would have hid that. And as you can see, when one turn on each other, they all are aggressive. You see how aggressive they are?
Oh yeah, they're all aggressive. And back at the house in this same day, Nature Boy like released six of them like a dog. He just says, handle her, deal with it.
Mm-hmm.
Like he gives them the authority to jump the person.
Mm-hmm.
And Efaru and Zoka are just regular old pit bulls.
Mm-hmm.
They're just attack dogs like on command, and that's sad.
But
That's really sad to see.
yes.
Seeing when both Efaru and Zoka came, they were different people.
Mm-hmm.
Efaru was very gentle, soft spoken, none of this aggressive behavior. She has just declined over time so much, just it's so sad to have seen someone decline over these years. And I don't know if it's just how Solar said something about um when they have rank in the cult and they get like points or merits or demerits or whatever, and they get like extra food, or so I guess going doing what he says has its benefits.
Mm-hmm. Kitty Cat Lovely says on Efru's birthday, Natiri and Fufu were going to jump on Malia as well.
I saw that.
You
That's so
saw that
sad.
one?
Yep. Was that in PR? I think I saw that.
That's when they was on the balcony.
Yeah, in PR. Right.
Oh yes, when Nature Boy had said, "Look, get ready so we can go ahead and celebrate Efru's birthday." Yes, I remember that. And Efru and Nataria was right there in the mix,
Yeah.
so she
And
knew
Malia
that
was
was a
saying,
part
I
of
don't
that.
want to fight.
That's it. Malia said, "I don't want to fight," and I have that video as well. I'm gonna play that one tomorrow. I don't want to go out, because last time when I went out, I had froze, so I don't want to go
Hmm.
in and out. But I'm gonna play that video tomorrow. I'm gonna play.
Yeah,
That's
that
what
was
we're gonna
so
play tomorrow. Malia
that
was on the back of it and she was crying and she said, "I don't want to fight."
she said she'd rather
And
get
that's
beat up
when
than
Nature Boy
fight.
say, "Well, you fought Velvet, right? Why you don't want to fight Efro?" And he said that was different. You remember she said that was different?
Yeah, I
You there?
remember.
Yes,
I
yes.
remember. I remember. I remember
So
it very well.
yeah, so like I said, all of them has, and that's why Nature Boy said, when he go down, they all gonna go down.
Yeah, that's what he said. He's a very vindictive person.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I don't know why any of them are acting all crazy right now and talking, because I don't think we've heard the last of Nature Boy. I think he's gonna have something to say
Of
about this
course,
whole.
if yeah, he gonna fight to the end. He gonna fight to the bitter end, because
He,
if it's already to
yeah,
the
he's gonna
grand
fight
jury,
this.
right? Hmm.
Yeah, yeah, he's gonna fight this.
It's
Whatever
gonna
he
go.
can
Yeah, this
do.
gonna go to trial. Either
Yeah,
it's gonna go to
I don't know what
trial,
he's gonna do,
or he's
but
gonna
I
take a
bet you one
plea.
thing: one way or another, he's gonna get them all of their things that are gonna be released. I don't know if he'll take a
Mm-hmm.
plea. I don't know what he's gonna do, but one way or another, he's gonna expose all of them.
Mm-hmm. And he
He's
should,
just not a
and I think
person.
he should, because they all should take some kind of accountability.
I agree. I agree. I agree. They all have, I always say there's room at the end for all of them. The end being the jail. There's
Mm-hmm.
there's a place for all of them. And those original ones, Solar, True, Musa, Velvet, Sheba, Aya, all of them that were there when Mama Dia, Serenity, Rambo, all of them who were
Velvet
present.
wasn't there. Velvet was there with what's her name, Mama Deal.
Yes, she was.
Wow.
She was there. All of them were there. All of
Oh
them,
my
if
God.
whatever part they played in that, whether they left or not, I think all of them. There was a whole video that they all did. I don't know if you know the story, but Rambo and
No, I don't
Key.
know. I don't know that set. I don't know them.
Well, they brought Mama Dia's body was returned to her family nude
Mm-hmm.
and without her permission, without her possessions, and they moved the body themselves. They never called the authorities to the property or anything.
Wow. So she died in
That's why
carbonation in a PR.
she died. No, they were in Mexico.
Oh, it was in Mexico.
Yeah, when she passed away. And it's very sad and it's very suspicious. And there some other bigger channel holders, they've done a lot of research on that and good reporting on that. But all of them that in that era, whether they left now, changed their lives or whatever, someone lost their life there
So
under
did
questionable circumstances.
Velvet ever talked about what had happened to her? Because I know I made a video when she was screaming, saying, "If y'all only knew," which when she was talking about Mama Deal, but she never came out to say what really happened.
No, she didn't. But her reaction lets me know something happened. Something happened. And the way they handled it after she passed, there were phone calls with her daughter. They were on live. They were rude. They lied about it. There was a whole big cover up. So, in most cases, the cover up sometimes is worse than the actual crime.
That's
But
it.
whatever they did, I believe that there's Nature Boy is not the only person over there who's committed any crimes,
Wow.
and that doesn't change the fact that's neither here nor there of whether he did the big R or not. But all of them, he's just not the guy who's gonna go to prison for a long time and
Without a
not take
fight.
anybody with him.
Yes.
He's just not a
Yes.
stand up guy like that. He doesn't strike me as that guy.
So all the rumors that you heard, with the comments and people making a commentary on it, because I never really did a video with Mama Dia. What y'all call her, Mama Dia or Mama Dies?
Mama Dia, like Mama, then Dia.
Okay, okay,
Yeah, Mama Dia.
okay. So, what I was about to say, when it comes to her, what did they say happened to her? They didn't. No one, no rumors. Did
Um, I don't. No one has said anything. All we know is that she died. The only thing that I heard about it,
hi,
um,
just being me.
they said she died in her tent, and they found her the next morning when she didn't come out as normal of her tent, but Velvet did say that 3 days before she was complaining of leg pain, and they never sought any medical care, but they knew of her health problems when she got there.
So she had no medical attention.
They did not, and from what I understand, at that time there was no medication allowed in
Wow.
carbonation, and I believe she had her diagnosis was congestive heart failure, and she's
Hmm.
been on medication, so she probably just needed her medication.
So she wasn't
And
taking
I
any
don't
of
know
her
if she was
meds.
getting. I'm sorry.
She wasn't taking none of her
No,
meds.
she wasn't taking her medication under his direction though,
Wow.
because that's at the time when he said he could heal people.
Hmm.
That his diet and their programming could heal people. That's what he was saying back then.
Hmm.
So it was very I don't know. I don't know the
Hmm.
words to all of it suspicious. And to me, I'd like to see them all deal with where's Zoka's baby, what happened to Ephru's 2 pregnancies, and Mama Dia and Sheba. That's more important to me than the big case.
Sheba. What about Sheba?
With Sheba's virginity, the story that Velvet tells is very disturbing because she was present, and her exact words are, "We broke Sheba's virginity." What does that mean?
Wow. Don't
And
tell
and
me they
that's
was
not what
having an
I'm saying.
orgy, not an orgy. And I'm gonna say a legend. Wait, that's what it sounds
I
like
don't
to
know what it
me.
is. I don't know what she's saying,
Oh
but if
my.
and she said that Nature Boy had him, her there wanting to comfort Sheba and all of this. I have to find that video, but
Please, please send it to me.
it's
Email it
very
to me.
disturbing. It's on I'm looking for it now. I think it's on
Just email it to me.
okay, I will. I believe I believe it's
Because I don't go out
on,
there and on all those different. So
yeah, I'm
email
gonna
it to
send it to
me.
you, but
Yes.
it's very telling to me. Um, it just the language and
Wow. So
her
that
demeanor
explains
about it.
why. Wow. So that
She was
explains.
very upset.
Wow.
Very
So
upset.
most
I
likely that's
mean,
why Sheba got a black eye then. Oh my God.
yeah,
Most likely that's why she had got a
yeah.
black
They had,
eye.
yeah. I'm gonna. I sent you to a page, um, an email earlier, but I'll
I'm gonna check
email
them
it to
out.
you.
Yeah, yeah. Send it
Yeah,
to me.
but
I'll watch them.
this person can give you the I'm gonna find the specific
Yeah, you
title.
don't have to look for it now. You can we can
No,
wait till after
it's
we
okay.
finish with our show, and once we finish with this right here, we can go ahead and look for some more stuff. But I am very shocked. So she said we broke her virginity.
We
We.
and she was very sorry for what happened to Sheba, and she
Hmm.
actually apologized to Sheba about something, um, whatever happened.
And she was seems
So it
so quiet and so standoff, like she just don't bother a fly.
who Malia
No, Sheba.
Sheba, Sheba's very sneaky.
Oh, she's very
Sheba got
sneaky.
dirty hands too.
Okay.
Like I said, all of the
So
all
how
of
long you
the
have been following this cult? How long you been following this cult?
I would say I've been aware of them for about 4.5 years, and I would say following would have been the winter of 2019,
Oh, so you're
and
very
then I was all,
knowledgeable.
and then we had a lot of during the COVID time, when we were all in isolation. I watched a good amount of that time, and then I stopped for in October, I think, of 21.
Mm-hmm. Well, you
And
very knowledgeable. Yeah.
well, I don't know if it's knowledgeable. I just
You
seen
know
it
a lot. You
around.
watch. Yes, you watch a lot. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Look what
and that's
Kitty
why.
K Lovely says. Right, they are victims and accessories to multiple crimes. The different countries, people coming back and forth, make it so difficult for the different law agencies to follow. And that's absolutely right. I guess because they move around a lot.
Hmm.
Since you follow them, they was moving around a lot, right?
Yeah, they were. They were moving. I've seen them in Costa Rica, Honduras, Belize, Mexico, Nicaragua, Hawaii, Puerto Rico, Atlanta. They've been all over the place.
Wow.
They've been all over the
Mm-mm-mm.
place,
Mm-mm-mm.
and they're not. And at first, it wasn't like this. It really wasn't.
Mm-hmm.
And after some time, they just got crazy,
Mm-hmm.
and it just got worse and worse. But you have to watch some of the old videos so you can see the demeanor of the people that were there. Um,
Mm-hmm.
you got to see Velvet when she was chiefess. It's a different Velvet than we see now.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it's totally different. I'm not saying people can't change, but
Mm-hmm.
they have some issues. These people,
Well, you can see
and
that Velvet
that's
is a
just
firecracker. You can see that they poor Malia, Malia caught hell when she was around Velvet. She really caught hell. And most likely that's why no one talked about what was going on in Carbonation because like I said, if one should go down, they always gonna go down because they all played a major part in it. So most likely that's why they're not talking about it because just like I said, if they really wanted to get Nature Boy, they could have got him when he was out there in the jungle when all the stuff was happening. Because right now, what they have him with now is weak. It's not gonna fly at all. They had a chance. The Fats had a chance, and they dropped the ball. Now, I don't know if they're going to just go ahead and try to use this he say, she say stuff of what had happened that was in the jungle, but fair is fair, guys. If they bring it all out, had happened when they was moving all around, then everybody should be in behind bars. Every last one of them, at least take some kind of accountability because they all was a part of it. And like I said, I don't have a fight in this. I'm team right. Now,
yeah.
the only
They
thing that I know of that they have, and that's with Nateria. Now, with the putting the pawn on what you call that on the Twitter and false imprisonment, that's not going to get him under the jail. That's not going to get. He might serve maybe about 2 or 3 years with that, but
I don't I don't know what he's gonna get for
well, I
his
don't know how
the
much. I
porn
don't think
stuff.
that that's gonna now with the pump. I don't think you're gonna. I don't think that's gonna give him a lot of time. Not with that. I don't know how. I don't know how
I
many
don't know.
years because I'm not an attorney. I'm not a law. Judge. I don't know about the law or whatever. But I don't think that is gonna give him a lot of years with like the big R. Now the big R will give him a lot of years, and also the big M.
The
So
porn issue. I don't think they're gonna get him on the porn um
because she
transmissions.
was a
I don't
willing
think they're gonna get
participant.
Nature
Yeah,
Boy.
she was a willing
I think they're
participant.
gonna get whoever posted it, whether it's Solar, True, but Nature Boy wasn't posting videos
Girl,
himself.
oh my, I never saw it that way. I
Nature
never
Boy
saw it the
never
way.
was on. They had a team of people who did that.
Yes,
But Nature
I
Boy, you
never saw
never
it
saw
that
Nature
way.
Boy himself doing any technology. So under his direction, they may have posted it, but he didn't post it himself.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I think that's why they took all of those computers so they can know from which device it was
Mm-hmm.
posted. But he,
Girl, you done start a whole new conversation. when you
I'm
said that
sorry.
you don't. No, I'm talking about this good. This is real good. When you
Hmm.
talked about you don't think that Nature Boy posts those videos, so even though he gave the orders to post it, but the ones that really did it, they're gonna go down as well because they played a part on
Exactly.
it.
Who posted it? You know
Wow.
who put them on the Twitter? Somebody put it on Twitter, and I
Most like
bet you
Lawyer. I think Lawyer, the one that used to operate that, he was over that part.
Loyal Solar, because
Solar too. Yeah.
we've seen Solar getting yelled at about being
With the
cameras. Who
camera.
filmed
Yes, with the
him?
cameras.
Yeah, we've seen him getting chastised. So whoever did it, they all could have been posting, sending them. You don't know what they were doing, but
Wow. I
that
didn't see it
device is
like
gonna.
that.
Those devices are gonna tell him. And I bet you, Nature Boy is not the one who physically posted it. I think he gave the order,
So if
but who?
Nature Boy didn't physically post the videos, and they got him for false imprisonment, well, we know that's a charge. They got him for the Twitter. So why they didn't sit there and arrest someone that actually put the videos on Twitter? Now that don't make no sense. Now come on, Noel, help me to make this make sense. Why they
Okay,
wasn't arrested? Because only was one arrest, and that was Nature Boy,
right. So I think because she gave Nature Boy's name as the person who posted it,
and didn't
but
mention no
I'd
one
like to know
else.
who actually uploaded it and sent it.
Yes. So
That I
most
mean,
likely that's going to come out during trial.
yeah, or it's gonna come out somewhere, but something has to. That's not. That has to be a part of it, and that's one of these things that go along with these cults and gangs and stuff like that. The person sometimes does the deed, but they get the order from the other person. But
Star said, is Nature Boy the only male in this cult? It seems like it, but that's how
he
it usually be. They want the big fish. He's the big fish.
right, he's the biggest, right?
Yeah, he the biggest. So they want the big fish. They ain't worrying about the little minnows. You hear me? They worrying about the
That's an
big chief.
interesting way that she says it. Is Nature Boy the only male in this cult? The
Mm-hmm.
only one that there's a whole lot of males, but he was
Mm-hmm.
the head. Everybody bowed down to Nature Boy,
Yeah,
man,
he was
woman, and
the chief.
child.
Yeah, he was the chief. He was God.
Right. So whatever manhood the other men had, they long ago surrendered it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I have a hard time with Solar now coming out being all macho and
Oh
aggressive.
my God, it really gets under my skin. Oh, I saw him this morning. You saw he have diamonds on his teeth now? This dude look like a clown. You mean all that knowledge or whatever they call themselves, the teaching, and you've been in this cult for almost 5 years, and the the way that you come out is looking like a thug, putting diamonds on your teeth? That does not make no sense at all.
And they used to say when Carbonation began, they used to say I love myself all the time. That was a part of their language, and part of when they like instead of saying I love you, they would say like I love myself.
Uh-huh.
And there was all this love, love, love.
Uh-huh.
So in my mind, Solar is just doing a remix.
Uh-huh.
It's the same thing. It all started with this love. The only difference with Solar already has a huge ego. I'm the chief. I'm the smartest. I'm the king,
Yes.
shaman king, God Zeus, um, the wizard, all of these things. Nature Boy didn't start off like that. He started off like a master teacher. It was all very different in the beginning. Nature Boy didn't start off, he was like, then he went, I think the first incarnation, he said he was the chief of the earth plane, not God, the chief of the earth plane. And Velvet was the chiefess of the earth plane. And then he went to Master Tahuti. He had a lot of different names over the years. But
Mm-hmm.
here recently, I don't know how long, I know in the last, maybe it's been a year, but
Mm-hmm.
he's been God here lately.
Who? Solar?
Nature Boy.
Oh, okay.
And now Solar is just, to me, just remixing it. It sounds
Mm-hmm.
just like Nature Boy. And so in my mind, I hear Solar saying the word love and kindness, but I hear him just leading up to a new cult,
I think so
him
too.
in charge.
You notice how he kept like he was begging for not Velvet, Zoka this morning. He kept calling Zoka name out this morning.
I didn't
And
hear
it's
that.
like he was trying to, yeah, you watch that video, and it's like he was trying to send some kind of signal where he was watching the live. You know, the live when all the sister wives had came together to talk about the interview.
I didn't see it
Solar,
yet,
yeah,
but
Solar turned his phone to the camera so we can see that he was watching that live also. And it was just weird. I mean, this guy's just sitting, just not doing nothing but just getting high. I don't see,
yeah,
he say he's making his music, uh, which Naturian, the sister wives, they made something funny. They had some little guy coming on trying to sing, and I guess they was just to show you, it was just to show us that his music is not going to go nowhere because he's not talent. That's what I had gotten off it. But it's like he's not doing anything positive. He's just looking like a thug. I mean, what person gonna be in a cult for 6 years and putting jewels all over his mouth? What's the purpose of putting diamonds all in his teeth?
I
I
think
guess he, I guess he flexing. I guess he wants to be the next Nature Boy. I don't know.
I think that he's, they say like in his mind, they say he's enjoying himself and having fun.
Mm-hmm.
And I
Could
guess
be.
they've all been repressed for so long,
Mm-hmm.
but if he had any maturity or life experience, he would know. He's been in carbonation when they've been up high, down low, broke, starving. He's been through all of it. So he should know that he's on an up right now, but when these YouTube streets and Bigo switches, he could be back in the gutter. 3 weeks ago, he was
And
over
he's gonna be
there
looking
in,
for that money. He's gonna look for that money. Be looking
he's
for
going
it.
to need that money to survive. And I
Mm-hmm.
hope that I don't know about his talents, but I hope that he can use them and her to build a sustainable life for themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Because if they don't want to work a regular job, they don't want to get properly educated, they're going to have to use some resources, some of their talents to make money. They're going to have to live.
Because the way that
There's
they
going to be
spin
another
it,
story.
because
Um,
the
they're
way
the,
that they
they're the
spin it,
hot
it's not gonna last long at all.
right. They're the hot topic right now. But if Nature Boy, as this trial unfolds, and as Nature Boy continues to get his what do you call it, as the more of the story starts coming out, that it's gonna the conversation is gonna go back to Nature Boy.
Mm-hmm.
This isn't gonna stay like it is. And mature adults, we know that things ebb and flow, and they're hot right now, and that's how I see it. But they'll be starving in a month, even if he
Kitty,
has
look what
a
Kitty
hundred and
said.
fifty thousand dollars.
Kitty said Nature Boy is locked up, but Solar and True are worse, are just as bad as Nature Boy. Well, Solar is showing himself. Solar is really showing himself. I mean, he even you saw. I mean, he had it outside with his shirt buttoned down, and oh gosh, it just looked weird. The first thing that was thinking, all that knowledge and all this stuff is going out the door. But just like you said, that maybe he's just enjoying his life because he's been under Nature Boy for years, and I guess that's the way he's expressing himself. But jewels on your teeth, come on now, that's ghetto.
I don't know. I think that they're, from what
Who
I
put jewels?
hear
I don't even think
around,
they put jewels on their teeth. Do people put diamonds on their teeth? Still doing that?
I don't even know.
I think they get the entire, like the grill, and then put the diamonds on the grill. But I don't think that they actually put it on the teeth. I say, why would he want to put diamonds on his teeth when the dude need braces?
Hold on 1 second. I
If
hold on
any,
1 second.
put yourself on mute. But why would you go and spend money to put diamonds on your teeth when the dude needs some braces on those choppers? That's just to show you that these people are backwards. Look like he just got diamonds on a bunch of logs. That to me that looks so weird.
I didn't even know that he I never paid enough of that much attention to his teeth,
Well,
but I know one.
he just dropped the video today, but I had a feeling yesterday something looked different about his mouth, but I couldn't get a close up. But this morning when he dropped another video, I saw the diamonds on his teeth. I say, this dude have so many gaps. Big as I am, I could fit through every last gap in his mouth, but yet he want to put diamonds on his teeth. That does not make no sense at all.
I never I've been having a hard time watching Solar because uh, I just have a hard time with all this, the baby talk and him, saying he's going to like drop this lightning bolt, and like he's going to tell it but he's never going to tell it. It seems like a real money grab to me. I'm sorry that the
Uh
baby
huh.
passed away, but I don't think he should exploit it for money.
Yes.
And if we're
Because
supposed to feel sorry
he
for
did tell
so,
him to send him money. He now that's what I heard. They say if they want to know anything would happen, they have to send him donation. I'm gonna say allegedly, but that's what I heard.
yeah. And I feel upset because there's all this sympathy for Solar losing his child, but Zoka was
Mm-hmm.
the mother of the child. She lost her child, crazy or not. She could be totally crazy, but she still lost a child. And I think if we're going to feel sorry for Solar and donate to Solar,
Mm-hmm.
some energy should be spent, or at least some compassion should be sent for Zoka, because,
Yes.
and she was the baby of the bunch when she went there.
Yes.
She wasn't 27 years old. I mean, I'm not supporting her, but I do feel that if we feel sorry for daddy, we should feel sorry for mama.
Yes.
You know, and he's out here, you know, living his life and doing whatever he's doing, and you know, and I don't begrudge anybody their happiness, but I don't see how
Mm-hmm.
putting diamonds on your teeth makes you happy.
I don't understand.
You
You
know,
know.
I see it's good to go to the beach and okay, it's summer, eat out, have fun. That's great. But I'd like to see two 27-year-olds who have been through what they have been through or what they allege that they've been
Mm-hmm.
through, and they're victims. Why not take some of this money that you have and use it to either get some help, secure a proper place to live, get yourself so you can sustain yourself going on so you don't have to be caught hopping all over the world.
Mm-hmm. That's what I would have done if I would have got out of that cult and finally, I have, at least free, I can breathe. The first thing I would have done, I would say, look, I'm getting all these donations. I would have gotten me a place to stay, something
That's what
that
I
I know
think.
that was going to belong to me. No way I would have let these people, knowing they watching my every move. No way I would have had went straight to wherever he went to have someone put diamonds on my teeth. Now I don't know if it's real or not, but quite obvious, he spent a good bit of money because I know he couldn't close his mouth without it's coming out. The diamonds coming out, or when he chew is, the diamonds all in his food. So most likely he went to a dentist to go ahead and get them drilled in. But what I'm saying, if I'm gonna go ahead and get diamonds drilled in my mouth, in my teeth, I might as well go ahead and get me a whole set of braces.
That's what I
That's
would
how.
do.
Yeah, they said they needed 15,000 for an attorney. Solar said he got it and could pay it. Solar did say he said that he got it, but he did. Solar ain't gonna come up with that money. Solar just saying that. And if
I think
Solar have
Solar has the
15,
money.
you think he have it?
I think he has. He said he has more than 15,000. I
Yes,
think
he
he has it,
did. Mm-hmm.
and I
But
think
where?
I. The reason I think he has it, whatever lick they did, whatever they did, Solar was on the finance team and he handled their money.
Yeah, you don't know
And
what he
if
was putting
Solar,
aside.
I'm sorry,
You don't know what he was putting aside for a rainy day,
right?
huh?
He might have been funneling it out. I don't know what he was doing, but if he was unhappy, like he says, for a while, he may have been funneling the money because the cash apps would be in their names and whatnot.
Yes. Yes.
And so I don't know what he did, but it struck me as odd that when Solar and them left and went to Shaka in Mexico, they said he left and there wasn't any bad blood. But when Loyal left, they named the amount of money he took, everything, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
They didn't say Solar stole from them until here recently.
Oh, so they
So
saying Solar took some money from him?
that's what True said the other day.
Oh, I didn't hear
And
that one.
what he said, what True said was what I took from it was they must have had some other loans or something in the works that would have been considered carbonation money.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And somehow a month ago, Solar didn't have any money, but now he does.
Yeah,
So I
that's
don't know what
it.
that
Doesn't make
means,
sense.
but I know that most people don't get $15,000 in donations,
Mm-hmm.
and we have a recession going on. And the odd thing to me is that um, they have all this money, whether they're staying in Airbnbs or whatever. They're all of those are temporary housing
Mm-hmm.
and would be more expensive than just getting an apartment or even a corporate apartment for 6 months or something like that. So he's only doing exactly what Nature Boy did. They
Just take the
always
money and
had,
just splurge it. Just splurge the money.
but they go from Airbnb to Airbnb. And
Mm-hmm.
the place where they got arrested in Atlanta, that was the longest place of their residence
Oh
that they've
wow.
been in since carbonation began. And from what I understand, they were halfway through a 2-year lease
Mm-hmm.
when he got arrested. Well,
But
when
I
they
know
got
one
evicted.
thing that the landlord say they never was late on their payments,
Oh
so
no, they
they
were
were
not late.
paying the bills on
They were
time. But I just want to
they
know,
weren't
where
late.
did Solar get all that money?
They had excuse me.
Because if someone gonna just give me donations and I have $15,000 just to go ahead and just put in a attorney's hands, then let me know what you're doing, bro. You see what I'm saying?
Well, we can I could bet good money
It's not right. It's not
that
legal.
I could bet good money it's not from his music, it's not from
Mm-hmm.
her t-shirts, candles, or tarot card readings.
I don't think so either.
I don't think anybody generated that much money in the last 2 weeks.
But I know one thing: he went to Mexico and came back.
Yeah. And he came back looking crazy from Mexico,
Yes.
but he has been getting high every day.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if he got things on his mind or you remember the one guy in Carbonation Caliber, the dark skinned guy? I
Yes, I
think he's from
remember him. Yes, I remember
he had a
him.
drug problem before he came there.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if Solar had used drugs before he came there or what, but he sure is doing a lot of smoking and drinking right now.
I'm telling you, I don't know
And I'm
how
not a
can he
hater,
say.
but I just want to know what they
Yeah.
plan to do with their lives, I guess.
Mm.
you know,
But they should have some kind of financial planner. But I thought that Solar, he was good with money. That's why Nature Boy had put him over it. But look like he's not good at all, unless he just walling out just for a little while, and after that, he's just gonna go ahead and just you know guess get himself together because he's been in that cult for so long. So anyone can
to
understand if
me,
I've been on a dictator like Nature Boy, maybe he just feel like he want to wall out just a while, and he
well,
got the right person to wall out with is Materia.
in my mind, they've been wilding out for 5 years.
I'm telling
I
you.
mean, I
Mhm.
mean, it might have been Solar said it and True said it also.
Mhm. But it
Um,
seems like Solar look like he's trying to start him another cult, just like
yeah,
you and I talked about. It looked like he's trying to start another cult
or
because
compensate
he he
for.
he have all the residue of Nature Boy. It looked like he's trying to be. He wants to show Chief, well, Nature Boy, how it run the right way. That's what I think. So he's trying to prove a point
But
because
the but the
I'm
but the
seeing too much of Nature Boy in him now.
but the dilemma with this whole cult thing is that there is absolute power corrupts absolutely. So anybody who has absolute power, whether it's Nature Boy, Solar, me, eventually you get ahead of yourself.
Hmm.
And they got drunk with power. Most people can't tolerate that level of power and control it and manage it. And
Hmm.
so if he sets up a cult and he's the head of it and Natiri's the queen, then the rest of them are the servants. So they just change positions.
That's it. But
That's not that's
that'll never happen because he don't have that control. He just don't have that. You know how Nature Boy he have that authority. When he stand up, look like they'll jump and ask how high. They'll sit there and most likely they won't even listen to True. I don't think True can go ahead and run a cult. I think that's just in his mind,
I'm
because he
talking about
wanted to be.
Solar.
Yeah, it was
Right.
Solar. I don't think he can run a cult. I think it's just in his mind.
I hope that, but you know,
Hmm.
all of those things start off with seemingly good intentions. Oh, I'm going to
Hmm.
do it the right way. I'm going to run it differently. And it can start there. But
Hmm.
with the model that he has and the cult that he's been in, I don't see how he can run it any differently because he wants to position himself at the top of it. So if
Hmm.
they want to build an eco village or a nation together, then they should have everybody should have a place or a position in that nation
Hmm.
that that functions. Everybody has respect and dignity. But if one person has all the power and makes all the decision, it's a dictatorship, and it's going to end up like all dictatorships end up.
look
You
what
know.
look what Star said. Star said, "I hope Lady D is not jealous of his diamond tooth." Girl, I was around during the disco time, and I didn't get a gold tooth or a diamond tooth then. Trust me, I'm not gonna get none now.
Me either, girl. I didn't get them either. And guess what? If I made it this far, I'm gonna ride out with the ones I got.
That's it. I remember the silver filling. Shoot, I remember I told the dentist, I said, take that out, put me crowns or whatever in my mouth. I don't even want silver in my mouth.
That is so
you
funny.
wrong for you wrong for that Star.
Star, that
I
was a
thought
good
you
one.
I look I thought you loved me. Oh, you wrong for that. I might just go get me a grill and put my grill
Yeah,
on.
right.
Oh
Who gets
my
a grill
God.
on crooked teeth?
I'm telling you, that's what I'm saying. It looked like a Foot Locker. He have so much space in those too. Ain't no way in the world that I would go and put diamonds on my mouth. If anything, I would put some braces on them teeth. This dude, his teeth have so many gaps. No way in the world. That's just to show you these people. They need some therapy. These people need some counseling. Somebody need to go ahead and sit them down. I want to know what his parents say about this. You're free now. Why just don't do right by your money? That does not make sense. Look what Kitty K Lovely says. Here's my question: why didn't they test each one of them for STDs? Now they are running amok in the U.S. affecting with people. Wow, I don't know about all that. What you think about that, Noel?
That's a good question. And
I
that's
don't
been
know
a
what they
that's
have.
been a comment for years with people going over there and leaving. And a lot of the people who came there with STDs. And
Mm-hmm.
that's a part of what they were saying is that they were he was going to cure them with the life in the tropics, the B6 diet, and his teachings. That was the original thing. But that was before they turned into a full blown sex cult. But
Mm-hmm.
um I don't know if you saw the video I told you earlier. Um Natiri was in one of those, I think it was the second time she got kicked out. She was showing 2 bottles of antibiotics.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember
And
one. I remember seeing one bottle. Mm-hmm.
yeah, she was showing 2 bottles, and she was like very upset. She was like, I take care of myself. And then but she said she didn't finish the cycle of the antibiotics because
She
they
said they
drained her
took it.
body.
They took it, huh? I think she said they took it from her.
No, I'm talking about, no, this is when she was back in state. She was away from the cult.
Okay.
When she went back to the cult with antibiotics, they took it away. But when she was at home and she was never going back and she was getting herself together, and this has been so repetitive. But this one particular time, she shows on the video 2 big antibiotic bottles, and she's
Mm-hmm.
throwing all these like little packets of, I guess, herbal things, and she's using the word yoni steam and blah blah blah, you
Mm-hmm.
know. And I'm like, great, but if you have an antibiotic prescription and you don't take it till you're done, you're not better.
Mm-hmm.
They say you have to take the whole prescription, and she said she stopped taking the prescription. So I guess what I'm thinking is, just like all of the other STD periods, syphilis, all those things, when you don't treat them when you're young and you stop taking the medication, the symptoms may seem to be gone, but it doesn't mean that the disease is arrested. So
Mm-hmm.
when they come up sterile and have other problems later in life, I'm not going to be surprised.
So what about like if they all have it? I guess they probably say, "What's the purpose of me taking medication? What's the purpose of taking medication if everybody have it?" You see where I'm going?
Yeah, I think they all have it.
So if you all have it, why take medication?
Right, but some of them leave and then interact with other people.
Mm-hmm.
Just like when Solar went to Mexico, he was sleeping with other people
Mm-hmm.
and engaging with other people. They don't just leave and quit their sexual activity.
Mm-hmm.
They just go on to where they are the next place. And like the lady was saying, I think that is a concern. And I don't know if you were around when Malia was sick. The CDC didn't even have a name for the infection she had.
I think Malia, what happened to Malia is when Velvet had bit her breast, and I'm gonna say a legend, but that's what I read, and I'm gonna say a legend, okay? But they say when Velvet had bit her breast, infection had got into her body, and they don't go to any doctors, to get medical attention. They say the infection had poisoned her entire system, and that's what had happened to her because they say Nature Boy had showed the reports that they say that she was really, it was, they say it was, she was really smelling inside. Her body was rotten inside,
Yeah,
like she wasn't going to get attention. But they say it all came from Velvet when Velvet had bit her breast.
she was smelling before that.
But that's what
She
I'm
was,
saying. They said that it was because of that when Velvet had bit her breast. You saw how that big bite that was on her breast.
yeah, but I'm saying before that, Malia had body odors, and they all had drainage
Mm-hmm.
and STD problems way before the Puerto Rico fight thing. Way before the fight, they had
Mm-hmm.
problems with that, and Nature Boy had. They all had problems,
And Kitty
and
said that and say when she went to the hospital, they say she had multiple, as well.
infections.
Yeah, infection as
They had
well.
a she had an infection that the CDC didn't even have a name for, and they said
Mm-hmm.
also that she had I, some type of sepsis, and she had fluid around her organs, and she had her organs rearranged, and
Mm-hmm.
she was in serious medical health.
Mm-hmm. Malil, she
And
been through hell.
yeah, she has.
Malil been through hell. Malil been through a lot.
Yes, she has.
And
And
that's why I say, every last one of them, you know, if nature, they all should go down together, you know. And I don't have, how you say, a dog fight in all this at all.
mhm.
But
Yeah, I don't have a dog in the fight, but I know one thing. I'm with you. I think if we're going to tell the story, we should tell the truth.
and that's what I'm about. Someone had told me, "Oh, you must be a Nature Boy fan. You need to go ahead and give Nature Boy the 15K he need for his tourney." I said, "Girl, look, this is not my problem, and it shouldn't be your problem either. And thank God it's not ours. We talking about somebody else's problems. So how can you tell me just because I'm talking truth? I guess these people these days they want you to lie to them. They want you to. I'm not a person that would jump on a bandwagon just because someone else going. I don't ride like this. I didn't build my channel for this. I built my channel for real talk, whether I like that person or not. And if they did something, I'm gonna call them out for it. But I'm not gonna sit there and just make up some stuff, make up lies. When I look at what Nature Boy is going through, the only person that could come to mind is Ari Kelly, because they look like they both gonna get the same deal, because all the stuff that Ari Kelly did in his past, they didn't charge him for none of that. They waited until stuff that people saying this he say she say stuff. That does not make no sense. They had plenty of time to arrest these people, but they didn't. They dropped the ball on it. So now you want somebody to come out, oh, this he say, she say, or what bloggers are saying. These bloggers gonna say whatever you want them to say because they notice they are getting monetized. So if they are getting monetized off those videos, quite obvious they're gonna say what they want you to. They're gonna say what you want it to say because they are getting paid. They're not gonna go against the grain. But in here, whether I get paid or not, I'm gonna speak my truth. I can because and also the truth don't need defending. It's gonna speak for itself.
I agree. I,
Yeah. So I don't understand why people are quick to say you picking a side. It's not about the side. It's about the truth. And if I got to make up something, I might as well just shut it down completely.
yeah, I think that's one of the
At least
beauties
you
about.
are independent thinkers and objective, and as you should be. I appreciate you. Thank you, love. Thank you very much. Kitty Kitty Cake Lovely say, ladies, you are independent thinkers and objective as you should be. I appreciate you. And Star say, I know they have a right to believe whatever they choose, but I think each of these people should have a psychological evaluation and medical treatment. Absolutely, I
Absolutely.
totally agree. But you got to want it. You're not dealing with children. You got to want it. You cannot pin no one down and say, look, I need to go ahead and pick your brains. No, what they doing, it seems right to them. They don't see to them, they don't have a problem. You have the problem. That's how they look at it. They
Yeah,
look at you the problem. They don't
yeah.
have a problem.
They don't think they have a problem at all.
No, because if they thought they had a problem, the first thing that they would have done, they would have sought the help that was given to them. I don't know one person that left off of Carbonation that's hanging on social media all day and all night ever talked about getting help. You know anyone? I don't know
Um,
anyone.
I don't know any of them that have had who say they have had therapy. Um, but I guess if you are gonna be, you
I'm
have to
talking about
first
the
thing.
ones that's in and out, like on social media, that's, like flexing on social media, asking for donations. I don't hear
Yeah, I don't
those
think they've
type of
ever had.
people.
I don't know any of them that said they had therapy,
Mm-hmm.
past or present.
Now, I think they say Velvet had she's going through therapy, but Velvet, she's doing good now. I'm kind of liking that one. She's enjoying her life.
Yeah, she seems, and she
She
hasn't been.
seems
I think
happy.
being back in Louisiana has done her so good,
Yes,
and
with
the baby,
family.
she seems to be doing so well.
Yes, with family.
Yeah,
They
and I
were
think
good.
that's going to be good for her.
Hmm.
She has a new relationships. Um, I guess I'm kind of conservative in who I bring around. I was a single, not a single. I was a divorced mother when I had a 12-year-old and a 7-year-old,
Hmm.
and I never had another relationship where a man came in around my daughters.
Yes, that's it.
I just
Hmm.
didn't allow that, and I felt at that time the numbers were startling, and I think at the time, and my daughters are 39 and 34. They said that 75% of all girls brought up in a home where the man is not the biological father are molested or sexually inappropriate behavior is done before them.
Hmm.
So I just opted out.
Yes.
And I never had a person come in or subjected them to them and any of my relationships or whatever. And that's my decision. And I'm not saying or suggesting that anybody else should do that. I only had two children,
Mm.
and I wasn't going to risk either one of them. And
Kitty K Lovely said the righteous road will always be narrow, and they don't want to get on the road. They don't want to get on that road because that's the road that's called straight. Everyone wants to get on that broad road because they think that's the fun road, but not knowing that that road is going to lead them to a dead end, and nothing good is going to come out of it because you can see right now when it comes to Solar, he's on that broad road. He think that road is fun. And the people that's sending him that money, the enablers, they should feel bad because this is what this guy is doing with your money. This guy is taking your donations, your hard-earned money, and putting diamonds in his teeth. Now tell me, does that make sense? That does not make no sense at all. This guy is taking your money and just putting it in a bag full of holes. That's all he's doing. So why
yeah,
would you feel sorry for those type of people?
they, you know, I get it that the internet they can make money and they don't have to have a 9 to 5 job,
Mm-hmm.
but I wouldn't mind if they would just do whatever they're doing or gonna do and make their
Mm-hmm.
money invest it, do like everybody else. But getting donations just because you joined a cult and you suffered, then all of us could get some reason to get money. We've all suffered through
True.
something
Thank
that
you.
challenged us.
Yes.
So
Thank you.
when do they think that they're going to have to move on and get out of this fairy tale land? They're 27 years old.
Yes.
And
Noel,
mhm,
hold it down for me. I'll be right back here.
okay, I don't know what hold it down means, but what I was saying, guys, is that I mean, I want to be as compassionate as I can about them and I want to understand it. But in my life, 27 isn't young. 27 is a grown up. And the decisions they're making are just um, inappropriate for me right now. I don't understand. And, you know, but I do understand that the world has changed and they're doing things differently. And I'm open to learning new things, but they don't want to work. They don't want to, you know. So if sharing your life is their work, I guess that's how they get their money. And they have this back to what Kitty was saying about the righteous path. They believe that they are righteous. And that's what I always listen for. I want someone to explain to me how a man acting and behaving like Nature Boy can convince me that he's God. I mean, that's where they lost me. I don't have a problem with people deciding they want to live in nature, or eat a vegan diet, eat once a day, never get married. I don't care. I don't have any judgment about that. That's what they want to do. But I just want to understand how you get in your mind that a man behaving like Nature Boy is going to give you salvation in this life or any other life. I don't understand. Does anybody know? Anybody got a comment? I'm reading the comments, guys. Kitty, you think anything about that?
Yeah, I'm back.
Okay.
What you talking about?
I was just saying that how they think that they are righteous. I was feeding off of what Kitty was saying about the
Yes.
righteous path is narrow. They think they are righteous
Mm-hmm.
and that we are not. And,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm not saying that there is one way to be righteous, but, or that there's like a cookie cutter way to do it. But I just don't understand how, and I was saying to them how someone acting like Nature Boy, behaving like Nature Boy, how they could open their mouth and convince you that he is God,
Hmm.
God of anything. I don't understand.
Well, I
You
guess
know,
God to them, and the reason why is because they look at him, and he exalted himself, and I guess because they feel that they're part of the cult, getting that knowledge. Which True called that out, not True, Solar called that out this morning, saying that the knowledge that Nature Boy is teaching was teaching, it came from somewhere else. So I guess True, why I keep saying True, Solar is calling them out. But anytime when you worship someone, and I guess to them, Nature Boy is God. You remember when Malil had said, God is calling. God got to tell you something.
isn't that something when they said, God is calling, will you answer the
Yeah, would
call?
you answer the call?
Girl, I would
Mm-mm-mm.
have ran into that Uber so fast. I couldn't. I was like, but I guess if you live in that reality, because the way they are and the way they behave, we we have to look at them and say, okay, they are in an altered state of reality.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, I didn't want you to get the wrong impression yesterday when I was saying about Natiri um, not being attractive. But if you take her without makeup
Mm-hmm.
and wigs and all of that, and any adornment, no nose rings, no nose chain, no headpiece, if you take all that away, she's not at all glamorous
Mhm.
or pretty to
Mhm.
me. She's very ordinary. I see a
Mhm.
picture of her right now with no makeup, just her natural hair, without all the contour makeup and the fairy glitter and all the
Mhm.
smoke and mirrors. And I don't say that to be mean. I say to me, all of
Mhm.
the culture that she's been a member of, one of the things, the primary thing was nature,
Mhm.
naturalism, holistic life, yoga, diet, all of these things, right?
Mhm.
So where does all the costumes come from?
Mhm.
That none of that is nature. None of that is
Well,
natural.
yeah. Well, I think she's beautiful. I think she's beautiful in and out. I don't think she's a bad person. I just think that Materia makes bad decisions. I don't think she. I really liked her. I'm not gonna tell you no lie. I was rooting for Materia. I think she can sing. I remember I went on YouTube. Make sure you go check out her song. One of the songs she has sung. I don't know if she wrote the song or not.
She's a good singer.
I mean, it brought tears to my eyes. And I used to talk to one of her friends back back then. He had sat there and wanted me to bring a lot of information out, but my spirit does not have me to do dirt. You understand what I'm saying? My spirit to tell the truth.
I
Just
understand.
because
Yeah.
you understand, just because you upset, you mad with her, that does not mean that I'm gonna have to put out like that. And I promise you, I have the emails right now, and I used to even get phone calls, but I refuse to even say anything that I know that was gonna hurt a person, because my job is to build up, not tear down. You understand? And if
But
I
also,
tear
you
down,
shouldn't allow yourself to be used by
yeah,
people
yeah. Oh, they know they wasn't going to use me
to
just
to
because Natalia didn't wanted them, or whatever.
yeah. If you have a
But
problem with somebody, address them. You know.
yeah, yeah. But what happened was he said he wanted my channel to grow, and he had some exclusive information. Now I was making some videos on material, but I was making videos off of what I saw for myself when it came to carbonation.
Hmm.
But she had came out and say, yeah, because these ugly people, they want to sit there and do this to me and do that to me. First of all, girl, like I sat there and say, I didn't get down with her, because let her talk and let her vent or whatever she want to do, because quite obvious, she's not happy with herself. But I didn't say anything bad about it. The only thing that I said is that Natalia is a very beautiful person inside and out. It's just she make bad decisions, and she need to go back home to her parents, with people that's going to be close to her heart, to love her. And that's the only thing that I said. But she was going around and saying that people was making these videos and she was suicidal, the and all this other stuff. So it was a big mess, but I didn't never brought it forth, to other bloggers. I just kept it to myself.
Hmm.
Because like I
I
said,
have I have the totally opposite
mhm,
opinion about Natiri. The total
mhm,
opposite. I think she is not attractive physically.
mhm,
Um, I find her to be utterly fake. I find her to be conniving,
mhm.
sneaky, um, and
Well, we know now. We definitely
and
know now.
I felt that about her before this Nature Boy thing, because
Mhm,
I saw how she came over there to Carbonation the first time. Velvet was chiefess then,
mhm.
and she wanted Velvet spot, and
Wow.
all of the women
Tell me
there.
about, please tell me about that, because like I said, I really don't know these people.
Okay,
I
well,
only knew them on Beagle Live.
at that time when she first came the first time, Velvet was chiefess, and she she wasn't meshing with the group well.
Hmm.
And at that time, the women were saying that her sexuality, she was sexualizing the environment and by her dress and her behavior. And
Hmm.
she only lasted about a month the first time, and they voted her out. She got kicked out, literally kicked out. She the second
Wow.
time, but when she was there, and there's a video, I'm going to send you the clip of it. It's the
Mm-hmm.
video where the fourth women. This is after she came back after King Musa and
Mm-hmm.
all the Bigo times, and Zoka was sitting behind her. It was Natiri, Malia, Aya, and then Sheba on the end. And Natiri is talking about how she wants to she's her face is saying her words are saying one thing, but her face is saying something else. She's saying to Malia, I want to be basically she was saying, I want your spot. But she was saying it like with a smile, a fake smile on her face. But she was saying, I want to be here. I want to learn. I want Poppy to do what he did for Malia and Velvet. But the short version is she seems very two-faced, and the ladies said it before. She's one way around the ladies and another way in front of Eligio.
And
So
how many years was that?
that would have been that would have the first time she was that was this year. That the incident I'm describing right now, that was right now current before she got kicked out.
So she's
That was
been fighting for that position.
that was when she first came back after
She
being with King Musa.
she said she's
and
power hungry.
and she was saying exactly. That's what I'm trying to say to you. She's hungry, and she has always been after all of these men with power. Um, and everyone that she left prior, every time, I'm not saying that Carbonation was a happy place, right? Or
Mm-hmm.
a great place even 3 years ago. But every place that she has left from, she has said bad things about the men and their wives and
Wow.
everybody in the camp. And all of the men have abused her in some way. All of the women were jealous of her. If you ever seen Yada's wife looks better than Natiri on her best made up day
Mm-hmm.
with her bare natural face. And you know, I'm saying the way she looks at 27 and the life she lives, I won't be around when she's 47, but it's not going to be pretty if she doesn't make a change, because what's on the inside of you shows on the outside of you. And I think that's why she has all this adornment and outside beauty, because the inside is pure filth.
Wow.
And it can't be, no one can have, it's not making a bad decision to repeatedly. Now, these are the cult men are not the only guys that she's been involved with.
Mm-hmm.
There have been some other guys in between.
Well, she
And
did. Well, she did say she was a prostitute. She did say that.
well, even if she wasn't a prostitute, the
She said she
prostitution
was. She
thing is
said she was.
right. But even in the prostitution, that's still in the last year.
Mm-hmm.
Before that, when she left York and she went with some guy in Dallas, Texas, he was a natural. He wasn't a cult guy, but I think he was in a natural community, and they had all these pictures and all that. And then he must have found out who she was, and she got dumped.
Mm-hmm.
And then she has there's something inside of her, and I'm prepared to say that there's some mental health and
Mm-hmm.
identity things and all of that. And back to her family is no help to her, because that's where she got damaged at. And
Jealousy.
every time she goes back there, they have no influence on her.
Mm-hmm.
They can't keep her there. They don't help her. They don't encourage her. She never changes. Let's say that.
Mm-hmm.
So whatever they're doing or saying, whatever love they're giving, it's not reaching her,
Mm-hmm.
because it hasn't changed her in the past 5 years.
I
And
think
she's only
she
gotten
jealous. I think
progressively
she's jealous of her sister, just like we talked about last night.
right.
And I went on her page, her sister page. Thanks to you for allowing me to, because I didn't really do research when it comes to her sister. But her sister life looked like it's in order. It looked like it's set, and
And it's been like that.
yeah, it looked like it's set. So I guess
Did you
she's
hear? I
envious
don't
of
know.
her sister.
Did you hear? Malia said it, I think. When they got detained that night of April 14th,
Mhm.
when they were leaving the precinct, the sister's husband or man, whatever they call husband, whatever he is,
Mhm.
he reached out to Malia and the other women saying, "We can help you. We have a place where you can come or whatever." And they said, "I don't know him." They blew him off. But the sister has a pretty solid life and has had good men in her life.
Mhm.
And she definitely doesn't behave like Natiri in any way.
Mhm.
And she just doesn't carry herself that way.
Yeah, her sister's
And
a makeup artist. I saw she was, doing makeup. I mean, very talent, very talent.
and I'm not taking away the fact that Natiri has talent, but I
Mhm.
just think that inside of her, not what she says out of her mouth, because she talks a good game.
Mhm.
I just heard a lot from her. Every time I'm gonna heal, I'm gonna do the work. She knows all the buzzwords to say to get people to feel sorry for her, just like after the T interview and everybody was going on. Just like a few weeks ago, she got on there and said Immortal Morals was lying on her. You remember that? Saying
I,
that,
I didn't see that one.
okay, but there was a channel called Immortal Morals, and she reported that she had a live person who was friendly with Natiri and had helped her since she had done this last escape.
Mhm.
And she was reporting that Natiri was getting back with Solar. She got on there. She said that the lady was lying and she was going to press charges and she was going to do this and that. And within 10 days, they came out with, "We're in love and we're together and we're
Mhm.
married." But she had just sworn that she had no contact with them, nothing to do with them, wanted nothing to do with them, don't believe anybody, that she was getting off the internet. She was gone for about 7 days, came back, reading tarot cards, doing whatever. And the next thing you know, now we're on the love mission.
Take us what I was just thinking. I was thinking, what if it's true that Nateria and Solar is married? Now, if they are married,
They can't be
that
married. He's
me.
married to Zoka.
Oh, so him and Zoka,
He's
yeah,
legally
Zoka and
married.
Solar are legally married.
They're legally married. And that's what
Hmm.
Natiri said the other day. All Zoka can do to her for her is give her husband a divorce. Those were her exact words.
Oh, that's what she said. Come
She
on,
said
Zoka.
she said in a live, she said anybody who said the night that they had that conversation with Solar and Serenity and Rambo,
Hmm.
Natiri did a live because she was mad about the conversation between Solar and Natiri. And she
Hmm.
said anybody that spoke Zoka's name in her live would be blocked. And the only thing that Zoka could do for her is to give her husband a divorce.
Wow.
So um, I'm sure she wants to be married to him, but they call wife, and she's calling herself wife
Yes.
now. But legally, she can't marry him because he's already married.
And she don't even have his heart. He don't even want her. You can see that Solar don't want. That's just a front. These people just acting out in front of the cameras. You can see that. And he's
Would you
not to
want
be
her?
trusted anyway. Huh?
Would you want her after
Would I
what he's
want
seen her
Nateria?
do? Yeah, would you want her? I mean, think about it. If
Oh my
what is
god.
what would you want
Why
her?
you putting that burden on me?
No,
Why you
I'm
putting that
saying
burden?
that rhetorical question. Like, if you were a man and what you know about men, right, at
Uh-huh.
your age and with your experience, if really she's not the
No.
most desirable woman in
Mm-hmm.
the world. We already know she has herpes. We
Mm-hmm.
know just the ones that we know, we can count at least 7 men that she's been passed around with in the last 3 years, for
Mm-hmm.
sure. And he has lived in the house with her, watching her be sexual with Nature Boy in all kind of ways, and then being Nature Boy saying, "Oh, you can have sex with her now," and then in the same house, then she goes to Solar, then she goes back to Nature Boy, Really, is she something to want?
Wow. He
I wouldn't
absolutely
want it.
no, no, no. Who wants to, you know, anyone, been passed around like that? And True made sure that he bring awareness to all that.
She
But I was shocked. I was really shocked that she was with Lawyer. I didn't know she was with him too. And Musa.
yeah,
I'm not
that's
talking
in.
about King Musa. I'm talking about
I
Musa
know
that's
Moose's
in,
camp.
yes.
I know.
Yes, they
I
showed
saw
pictures.
that.
Yes, I saw pictures of that as well. I said, oh,
Yeah.
but no, Natalia.
She has slept with everybody at that
Every
camp
last one, yes.
except True and
Wow.
the younger crew. But of the warriors, the original Solar, Loyal, Musa. I don't know if it was Caliber had his turn or not, but she's been passed around that camp.
Wow. But I was
And
shocked with True. Not True, what's his name? Loyal. Now I
yeah,
can understand Musa because they say Musa, he slept with just about everybody in that camp. But this girl, she's been around, how that song goes, been around the world.
yep,
Wow.
been
The
around it.
Terry has a, oh my God, you talked about this you and I talked about this on the other, I think it was on the phone. Or no, it wasn't you, it was somebody else saying the Terry has a Jezebel spirit. Somebody
Yeah,
came
I've heard
on.
that.
That was, yes,
Do you know? Can you explain to me what that is?
a Jezebel spirit. You remember Jezebel in the Bible?
Yes.
Jezebel was the one, she was, well, I'm not going to tell you who she was married because, but what she was, she has a controlling spirit. And Jezebel, she had Elijah. Elijah was a prophet, but she had Elijah. Elijah was a prophet where he had so much power, the Most High God had given him, where he would take balls of fire, pull it from the sky, and throw it at people. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, Elijah has so much power. He would take fire, he would dry up the brook like water out of a brook, out of a river. He would dry it up. But when Jezebel came on a scene, Jezebel brought him to his knees. He was so scared of Jezebel. Jezebel had such a controlling spirit. Hey, Miss Monique, how you doing? Jezebel, she had such a controlling spirit where even her husband couldn't control her. She lied on a man. Oh my God, Holly. Oh, girl, this girl done started something. She about to have me preaching this. And I don't want to preach tonight. Kitty done started something. Girl, don't you know Jezebel had the entire men that was in that town afraid of her? We gonna talk about Jezebel Sunday, okay?
Okay. Okay.
I'm gonna tell you about the whole story, but I'm gonna tell
Okay.
you
And
the
I'll try
end.
to do some research on it, but I know what
Yes, but let
I've
me
heard
tell you
that
the end
term
of it. Let
used
me tell
about
you the
her.
end of it. The Most High God had gave Jezebel a chance to repent because she was such a liar. You hear me? She was such a manipulator, controlling, evil person. Where the Most High God had told her to repent, the stuff that she did to those men that was in that town, and she refused to repent. She stayed with the lie that she was carrying. Who that reminds you of? Where a
Hmm.
woman tell you, girl, no, a liar. She's a liar.
And
Need
that's
I say
why
more?
back to the
Need I say
original
more?
thing, what you're
Need I say
talking
more?
about,
So
that's
let me tell you what happened.
mm,
She fell out of her window because the Most High God was gonna save her, but she fell out of her window, and the dogs was licking her. You hear me? The dogs was eating her up. The dogs was eating her up. Don't you see the dogs eating her up right now?
hmm, that
Hmm.
I hear you. And that's why I think people are having such a hard time believing the R word claim.
The dog. She was a liar. She lied on all the men. Girl. She brought Ezekiel to his knees. You hear me? he was Ezekiel was so afraid of Jezebel, where he went to the Most High God and he said, "God, take me away." He didn't even want to live no more because of the dirt that Jezebel had did to him.
Yeah. I
Do that
think
remind you of somebody?
yeah, I hear you. And this is another thing. When you said you think she's a good
Look at
person, this is another reason.
start laughing.
This is why I don't think another reason why I don't think she's a good person. And I think she's very not kind, okay?
I see it now. I take that back.
But are you listen to this? She
You
was
right.
sitting beside Solar
Mm,
while he's talking about the death of his daughter, which is Zoga's daughter that Zoka carried. Meanwhile, she wants a child. She cries about having a child. She wants a child, but she has no empathy, sympathy, respect that it's not even been a year that Zoka lost a full term baby.
uh, uh, uh.
And you're sitting there saying, my husband, we don't want anything to do with you. I'm better than you. That's not a nice person. That's not coming.
Uh-uh.
There's nothing nice about that.
Mm-mm. Let me
And
tell you
that's
what
not
let me tell you what I felt in the spirit about Nateria. I
what
think that Nateria ran up there to Solar. The reason why, because she knew that her story was not going to stick. So she ran up there to Solar to get Solar to talk. And notice when Nature Boy last bond was set, that was last week, who was in Atlanta? Solar was
solar.
there. Thank you. Need I say more?
And also another thing, do you remember the second bond hearing when she had written a letter about how she wanted nothing to do with none of them?
Yes.
None at all. And she claimed she changed her phone number. That's what she said in the original interview. Well, if you changed your number and deleted your Instagram, how would Solar have contacted you?
Thank you.
So
Thank you.
I do think she reached out because if she deleted all of her internet or whatever. But that's why people are having a hard time believing her. I'm not saying I disbelieve it because I'm not prepared with everything she's done. Saying that that happened to her, that there was some assault there, I can't say that I'm not prepared to say she's lying. I'm just
Hmm.
saying it makes it hard to believe based on everything she's done in the past. And that's why it's sad because there are women who are being R'd right now
Yes, that's
for
really
real.
abuse. Yes.
And so to me, it doesn't have to be Natiri, it could be anybody.
Hmm.
That I don't think you should like cry wolf on stuff like that
Yes.
or make that accusation without being true.
Yeah.
And I don't know if she couldn't process it or what happened. I don't know. But I know this. She sure does not act like she's in any trauma.
Mhm.
I don't
Because
see it.
the reason why I don't think she act like she's in any trauma, because you said that you watched the video for 5 hours, and if you watched that video with her, with Naturia and the T for 5 hours, and she never once within those 5 hours mentioned about the big R, then what makes people to believe that all that stuff was true? Because that was her opportunity to speak up, and she dropped the ball right there. And she really wanted to work. She was worrying about her status, being an entertainer, being a whatever she wants to be, a queen. Steady worrying about the big R. So right there, that does not make no sense. But another question that I want to ask you: when you watch that interview with the T and the Tyria, was that a live video or pre-recorded?
It was live when I saw it, or
Oh,
I
so
thought it was live.
mhm.
I
So you're
thought it
not
was
sure.
live.
You're not sure if it was a
The
live
reason I
video,
think it was
guys. If you
live,
know that the video, the interview that Materia had did with the T was a live video or pre-recorded, let me know.
let me know. So let me tell you why I think it was live. Because a couple times she dropped off and the host was saying, "Is she going to come back?" Because it was Natiri, the host, and I think the person who is Natiri's like mentor or support team. That there were three of them up there.
Yeah, I think it was live because you did say people was asking her questions,
Yeah,
right?
and people were asking questions, and a couple times something happened with the feed with her, and she had to drop. So I
Hmm.
believe that it was a live production. What I saw
Yes.
was live because it was interactive because people were coming up, and I recall that you know there was no um there were no positions that were not supportive of her.
Hmm.
There was nobody that came on and said this ain't right. There was nothing like that. There was everything was you're the best, you're the smartest, lucky, you got him. We got Nature Boy offering money, help, support, therapy, all types of support. And I wasn't upset by that because she did need a lot of support.
Hmm. Look
But
what
to
Kitty
be
K Lovely says. Not to cut you off. When Materia did that PK on Beagle with TKO Capone, it rendered Nature Boy speechless. From
yeah,
that
but he was
point on, he
furious.
became obsessed with having her again. He wanted to tame her, and that's what was Nature Boy's downfall. When all those other men that he's intimidated of, which that's what Materia does, she go to people that have a status. When when she come back, he looked like he want her, just to prove a point that, oh, I got her back.
It wasn't the point to get her back, it was the point to make her pay for public humiliation.
Yes, he will put her right there in front of the screen to tell her story and to make her down, well, really degrade these
He
men because you
degraded
remember,
her.
yeah, yeah,
He degraded her up until the very last day when we saw her on her knees and he called her all kind of whores and
that's with Kim Moose when she left with Kim Musa,
no,
TKO.
that's when she that's right before he got arrested, before she left this last
Okay.
time in March.
Mm-hmm.
When she found out she wasn't going to be queen, and that day when she said that she preferred that having sex with, I think her words with Solar was magical and all this.
Yes.
And Nature Boy said, "You just killed yourself. You're crazy. You're never going to be queen. Why would you want to be with a servant instead of the
Yeah, I remember
king?"
that one.
You remember that?
Mm-hmm.
That right there, I knew that day. I didn't know that the R word was going to happen, but I thought she was going to get the beat down of the century
Mm-hmm.
because he that when to what the lady was saying about the TKO thing. At that time, he and TKO had a big beef going on, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the way Nature Boy was furious, and I believe he was speechless. But when he did speak on it, he said that she humiliated him.
Mm-hmm.
And I've only seen him. He even said it with Velvet when she would leave him and come back and leave and come back. He said that I brought her back to humiliate her.
Mm-hmm.
And when he would lure her back with his gift of gab and whatever, and then and as Velvet says herself, he brutalized her more every time she left.
Yeah. And Kitty says it was his downfall. You are right. It always be a woman that's gonna bring a man down. It never
Mhm.
fails. All through the Bible. You thinking that you try to do something or misuse somebody, it's gonna take a woman to bring you down. Just like Samson and Delilah. But my
Mhm.
friend called Nateria the dancer, the damsel in distress. That's his name for her, and she knows exactly who I'm talking about. Calls her the dancer in distress because Nateria is a person. If she don't get her way, she's gonna tear you down, and that's exactly what she did. She brought him to his knees, which I told Nature Boys that was gonna happen. It always take a woman, and I'm a woman myself. But she knew exactly what his weakness was, just like Samson and Delilah. Delilah, She knew what Samson's weakness was, and that was his strength. Nature Boy weakness is his flesh. He loves sex, and she
Mhm.
knew exactly how to manipulate him through that, to use him to get him to his knees, and that's what she did. And you got a lot of people. Oh, you know, this girl is the victim. You know, why is you guys doing this to her? This girl has a pattern, and it makes it bad for the real victims to come forth. And I'm not saying that it may have happened to her, but she's not showing that it happened. You know, it's like she'd have no remorse. If someone
Right.
did the big aura to me, ain't no way in the world I would carry on the way that she did.
And the way I see it, if, you know, I don't call it victim shaming or blaming, but if one of the women in Carbonation is called a victim, then in fairness, we have to call all of them the women,
Yeah, a victim. Yes, that
all of
makes
them.
sense.
I will not, even with Velvet, I will not. When Velvet was on Bigo and all that, and Velvet was like, I was the queen and I was treated different. No, you weren't. All of them were beaten and battered, sexually, emotionally, socially, publicly humiliated, sex on live, all of these things for the rest of their lifetime are on the internet or on Pornhub. They're all over the
And
place,
it's not going to go away.
and it's not going to ever go away. So all of them have been victimized, and whether you know you're a victim or not, it doesn't mean that you're not a victim. And if you're further down in your mental process, because let's say someone who like Aya, who I believe has some developmental issues
Hmm.
before she came there. Aya's parents have mental health disease, and are in facilities right now.
You know that for
One is here in
sure.
Chicago. I think the father is here in Chicago, but she was primarily raised by her mother's
Hmm.
sister, her aunt. And Aya has support and people that love her, but Aya has some developmental problems,
Hmm.
and Malia had some issues too. But if you are already on the lower level of intellect, and then you're abused like that physically, emotionally, years of not eating right, not enough water, not enough sunlight, all of those things take a toll. So if they're gonna,
Kitty, hold your
okay,
thought right there. Kitty, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show you my little teaser, and you can sit there and whatever, however you want to put it. I'm gonna show you my little teaser I made. I didn't put it where everyone can see, only the ones that I wanted to see it to show it to. And once you see the little teaser, the way that I put my little clips together, because you know I know how to make it come alive, and you can take it from there. Because Kitty had said, so do you all think the T pushed her to press the charges, or did she do that on her own? Vol, what she say? Violations. But
own volition.
hmm,
I think she's
what it
saying
is?
own volition.
Volition.
Yeah, that's just your own
Yeah,
decision.
decision. Musa did too. He had a brain injury before he came. Yeah, because Musa gave. I think Musa said he gave. Musa gave the most money. I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you the. I just did a teaser. I'm making a video about this, and I could show it to you. Just email me, and I show it to you. But Nateria, when she did the interview, and Noel said the same thing, that she watched the video, which was 5 hours long. And Noel has said she recalled no time that Nateria mentioned the big aura. And we all know by watching that little small clip that that's all it was a clip, because it was like maybe no longer than 15 minutes that they put out. It was the T. had brought up about being sexual assault. It was the T that brought up about the police. And that's what I heard. I didn't hear Materia not one time brought up the big aura, nor brought up the police reports. And I can play the video so you guys can hear it. Let me play the video because that's what I got. But I'm gonna go ahead and if you email me, I can show you the teaser that I came up because I'm making a video about that. I just have to make sure it's done right because I don't want them to go ahead and strike that because they can take your stuff, but when you take theirs, they'll go ahead and try to strike it. No, she did not. Naturi did not once say the R word. And Noelle says she heard the video, she watched the video for 5 hours, and she did not hear Naturi not one time mention the R. But I did hear the T. She mentioned sexual assault, and she mentioned about the police. Let me see if I can go ahead and
She
play that
said that.
video.
You know what I think happened? I think it's a
What?
couple things. The T said the word coercion, and then the T followed that up with saying, "Are you aware that coercion is one step below the R word?"
So don't you? It to me it sounds like, and not if I'm not mistaken, they say the T is a she's a therapist, right?
I don't think that's she has a degree in psychology, I think she said. But she
But
hasn't
still,
used it. But she does have a degree in psychology. But I don't know. I think she's in business. I don't know her actual profession, but I don't think she's actual therapist, but I'm sure she understands psychology, and she seems to be very intelligent. So because she knows the distinction between the word, the forcible R word, and coercion, there's various degrees of sexual assault.
mhm. So
And
why you think that? I don't understand. Why would she even bring those words up to Nateria? If
um
Nateria never brought up those words, why you think? Well, I don't know. But let me go ahead and let me play the video
okay,
here.
okay.
She did say that she was addressing this on her own, and so we have to leave it in her hands and see what happens from there. But she was asked that question already. So guys, please stop saying that she should press charges. We have absolutely let her know that that's what she should do, and I absolutely support you 100% because you were assaulted, and I'm a I'm a proud L7. I will call the police on you, and I will press charges on you if you put your hands on me or if you try to assault me. I'm the type of person that I will go to the police without hesitation because that's where my tax dollars go. So I fully support you in that, Nateri. Janae, if that's the route you decide to take, I feel that you should take that route. I'm not one of those, Black conscious community people that is, feels that we should never go to the police, and we should, especially as Black women, we have to, find ways to protect ourselves in any way. So I'll tell you exactly what happened when I left Carbonation. And one of the reasons why I left is because y'all don't know, when he was trying to do the queen thing, there wasn't going to be a.
Now, did you hear this? You heard it, Noel?
I'm listening.
Now, the T is talking about the assault part,
Right.
but she didn't even address none of that. She went straight back to the queen.
Yes. I
Now,
heard that.
come on, guys. Come on. Help me to make this make sense, please. Now, the T went through this whole sermon talking about sexual assault, going to the police, and what had happened to her. She's not ashamed to talk about, the if you're being assault, a woman being assault. But Nataria didn't even touch that at all.
Yeah.
If you ask me a question or you talk about that something, I'm gonna sit there and make sure me and you stay on one accord. We're gonna talk about the same thing. But she changed. She didn't even. She changed the entire situation back to her being a queen.
You know what I took from it, and I think I said it the first last night when I heard the initial interview, and when I heard the rebroadcast the other day. Um, the way that in the context of the interview, what the T was saying sounded totally. I didn't take it as her trying to influence her. I think that what I took it was what the T had said to her, what Natiri said to the T, and to the in the interview, right? It sounded like she made a decision based on what she heard that is called assault. That's what she decided,
Who you
and
talking
so
about? Who is she? Who is she?
the T decided.
Okay.
Okay, so okay, the way I didn't feel like the T was influencing, encouraging her, suggesting that she say that. I think that the interview, I know, I saw the interview unfold. The She opened the floor. Natiri told her story. That came after she had already told her story.
But you see, let me stop you right there. Let me stop you right there. Natiri never once talked about the assault. Natiri was talking about being queen.
Right, but before she got to the queen, before she the queen part is one part of it. I'm not disputing that. But I'm just trying to say that the Thierry was telling her story, and I said it the same thing last night. It wasn't like a leading interview. She said what she said, and just like we hear something, we translate that to mean what it means to us. And the T was saying we've already told her that we think she should press charges, that the police should be contacted. That had already been told to her apparently prior to the interview. And that's what the T was saying in the part you just played. Stop saying that. We've already told her that. We've already recommended that. But Natiri already had her story of what her version of what happened. And I think that when she went to report
It
the
was very
revenge
leading
porn,
to me too.
I'm
Go ahead.
sorry.
You know, Sarah says very leading.
Oh, I didn't hear it as leading.
Yeah. Hmm. Go
And
ahead.
I think further, I think when she went to the police department, she was telling the story and they gave her the term what it is. But if you take it's very leading. If you just take it in that piece of the clip, I saw from the opening of the interview, I didn't see it as leading. And I saw the original interview, and I think she just let the girl talk, and that was her interpretation of what happened to in the place. I didn't have enough information from that story, and I told you that, Lady D, from the beginning. Um, the story that they tell of how it happened, the queen part is one part of it. That's a big. That's probably 90% of it. She was. I'm not disputing that she was angry. She was clearly angry.
hmm Well, what I got from it, like I said, we all have a right to our opinion, and at the end of the day, it's just only opinion. The Sarah says the T said, "Do you think it was a step down from coercion as assault?" So why would you put that in her head? And that's why I made that video, because first of all, the T, she's licensed. You say she's a licensed.
I didn't say that. I
Well,
said
no,
she
you
has a
didn't say you. Yeah,
degree.
you didn't say. Yeah,
You
she has a
said that
degree.
she's a therapist. I
Yeah,
don't know anything
yeah,
about
and
the
I'm gonna say
T.
allegedly because I don't know either. That's what I
I
heard.
she has. I've heard her say, "I have a degree in psychology, and I
Mm-hmm.
did not use it for anything." And
Mm-hmm.
I know from previous things that I've heard the T herself say that she is in business. I don't know what type business she does, but she has
Mm-hmm.
a profession, but it is not in the field of psychology. So I don't
Okay.
know. I want to make it clear. I
Well,
don't
it's
know
just
anything
an
about her.
opinion. Yeah, it's opinion. And
And my
uh,
opinion has no more weight than anybody
yes,
else's.
that's it. And I'm gonna
And
put a
and
legend
nobody
on.
else has any more weight to me. But this is what the fact is. If you look up the word R word, um, there's various types of the R word.
Mm-hmm.
There's various degrees of the R word, and under that word, under the R word, there are some other charges. And and whether you want to call it the date R, there's a lot of other things. And I just suggest everybody Google that and
Mm-hmm.
look it up and decide the words, because what she said to me wasn't an opinion, it was just a fact. Coercion, you can be r'd with coercion. You can be r'd by force. Just like you can be robbed with a gun, or you could be robbed with a threat. They have something called strong arm robbery. That's one crime. Then they have an armed robbery. So
Mm-hmm.
there are ways that one crime can be committed in multiple ways. So I didn't take
Mm-hmm.
her to be suggesting it to her. I just thought she stated a simple fact. And I heard her, and you can rerun it again. I thought she asked her a question. I heard her
No,
say,
that's just the beginning. That was the end
okay,
of
but
the conversation.
replay it. And did she or
Yeah.
did she not say, did she or did she not say, you know, that coercion is one step lower than sexual assault?
Let me go ahead and play
Replay it
that one.
just for
Okay.
my own edification. That's what I think she
Okay.
said.
After you had left, did he try to contact you?
Let me
Reach
put.
out to you after you had left? Did he? They reach out to you after you had left? Did he try to contact you? No, I changed my number afterwards, and I deleted my Instagram so I can not have to get in contact with them. But they didn't even try to do anything. They couldn't get in contact with me, and if they, I don't even think they tried, honestly. Do you realize that what he did to you before you left was, do you think that it was truly love making or making love to you, or do you feel that it was, that it was coercion, which is pretty much one step down from, you know, sexual abuse?
Right there. She
No.
said, "Did you know?"
Mm-hmm.
She's asking her a question. She was asking her a question. She gave the word, but rewind that again and listen carefully. She said, "Do you know?"
They reach out to you after you had left? Did he try to contact you? No, I changed my number afterwards, and I deleted my Instagram so I can not have to get in contact with them. But they didn't even try to do anything. They couldn't get in contact with me, and if they, I don't even think they tried, honestly. Do you realize that what he did to you before you left was, do you think that it was truly love making or making love to you, or do you feel that it was, that it was coercion, which is pretty much one step down from, sexual abuse? No, I know that it wasn't love because it just felt fake.
Okay, that's my point right there.
Mm-hmm.
She asked a question. Natiri said no, and she didn't come back and say, "Oh yeah, you were, girl." Yeah, da 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 da. She didn't do that. Um, I don't see it as she asked a question. She's not in court, so it's not leading. But okay. Everybody, I don't know. All I know is she asked her a question. I don't know the tea. I know less about the tea than I do Natiri. And I
Mm-hmm.
watched, and Natiri was lying right there in that same clip, saying she changed her number and deleted her Instagram, and that's not true. That's a proven factual lie that can be proved right now.
Mm-hmm.
And because all you got to do is go to Instagram, her account was there, has been there, and has never been gone. And if she Natiri is a known liar, a proven
Mm.
liar.
But see, the thing that people are saying is that we know the words that the T had told Nateria. Nateria, she knew what she was thinking. She didn't think of the words that the T had said. Natalia knew that it was fake. It wasn't real. So Natalia, she was looking for love. She was not looking, she didn't believe that she was, what I got from it is that she did not believe that she was being violated. She believed that he didn't show compassion to, no, he didn't show love. Now that's what I got from it, because
I'm
no
not
way
disputing
that
that.
she felt, no way that she felt that she was being violated. She felt that he she didn't get his heart. It wasn't passion enough. Because her mind still was thinking, because she felt that if she lay with him and be with him, she can get that queen position. She wasn't worrying about the big aura. We already know that. That's facts. She was worrying about that position, being the face of carbonation. That's what she was worrying about. But when the T had described what it really is, what happened to her, no way in that conversation did she sit there and agree to it. She still was talking about being the face of carbonation.
I hear you, and I respect what you're saying.
Let me
And
see
and
what
I
Bless say. Bless says, Lady D and Noel, although I'm in and out chat, I'm listening on my TV, and this live was very informative and covered info on cult I had no knowledge of. So cool. Thank you so much. That means so, girl, that means so much to me. Thank you very much. That our life can help someone. And like I said, we all have our opinion. It's just opinion at the end of the day. But thank you so much. Thank you, Sarah. Thank you, Kitty. Thank you guys for supporting my live. Thank you very much. Girl, that means so much to me. She said she watching it on her TV, and she's saying that it's so informative. Kitty said, I agree Naturi is a liar, but she said we made love. That's not violent. It's not. It's not at all. It's not at all.
I agree with what she's saying. Kitty is correct. She did say that, and I'm not disputing
Yes.
that. I'm saying that what she and Terry said to let's just I'll concede. Let's say the T led her with those words. If you listen again, she said, "Do you know that what was happening is one step lower than sexual abuse?" She didn't even
Mm-hmm.
use assault, she said abuse. And Natiri said no. So Natiri stood with her story that nothing happened, that they made love and it just didn't go well. That's what I took from the whole interview. I'm
Mm-hmm.
not taking one clip, I'm talking about the whole interview. And that is consistent with the rest of the interview. There was no word, no further insinuation, leading questions. The R word was never mentioned, ever, in 5 hours.
Because
And
when we talked about it earlier, I asked you about the 5 hour interview, and you said nowhere in that interview that you heard anything about the big aura. You said she was happy. She
she
was.
was, she did, she was that's my interpretation. And I
Mm-hmm,
watched all of it. And I listened to all those questions. But after that clip you just played, she never suggested anything else to that girl about the R word,
no.
coercion, nothing. The rest of it, after the interview, after the talking part, there was open panel, open questions. Callers were coming up. And the only thing that I recall hearing her, the calls were, all of the calls were supportive of her. But there was no R word. And I can say this, when he got the charges, I was shocked to hear the R word.
Mm-hmm,
I was shocked to hear that. I did not think that that was what he was going to be charged with. I thought it was going to be those
mm-hmm,
video tapes or what, those recordings and
mm-hmm.
the other charges. I didn't. I thought it was simply going to be. I didn't think any of those charges were going to hold. But what she did say, Natiri said that when she went to the police station to report the um, porn tapes, she told them that same story that she told in the interview, and they decided to charge him. I don't think that the T has the power to make anybody charge someone with the R word. That's a serious charge, and it's hard to prove. So I don't know how they got there, but my impression of that whole 5 hours, and I realized the new video that posted, and I told you this before, was edited in Neytiri's favor. I see that,
Mm-hmm.
and I can make that comparison because I saw them both.
Bless 62 said, "My only question is, it is possible they threatened her to not say the aura, the aura. I don't think that they threatened Materia. I don't think that it was nowhere on her mind.
I
I
don't
don't
either.
think that it was nowhere on her mind. Materia, only thing that was on Naturia's mind is just like I said over and over and over, and that's to be the face of carbonation. She wanted that. She wanted to become queen. That was the only thing that was on Naturia's mind. Nataria was not, and I'm gonna say allegedly because I don't know, but from what I have watched with the videos, that the only thing that was on her mind was that. Let me go ahead and play a little more.
Okay.
I might have to go play it on mine because this let me play it mine because this on Malia. What's her name? Malia on her
Hmm.
page. Let me go back on my page because
Just a trophy to keep and not, share with the world. It's just I'm just something to just collect dust on the shelf.
look, she's upset. She said, "I'm just some person, like I'm a trophy to be on a shelf just to collect dust." She's still not talking about the big aura. Now, come
She's
on,
not.
guys. Come on, help me to make this make sense right now. If someone violated you right now, you're not going to worry about no title at all. You're not worrying about being the face of carbonation. And first of all, Nature Boy is not a king, okay? He's a mere man. Well, he'd probably be a king in his rights to them. But still of all, if someone violated you, putting all your pictures on the internet, false imprisonment, she had all the opportunities to talk about all that when she was on the panel, on the interview, doing the interview with the T. But she chose not to talk about none of that. You didn't hear anything come out of Naturia's mouth that I know of. False imprisonment. You didn't hear nothing about, maybe about the pawn. I think she mentioned the pawn on Twitter. Did she mention that? She mentioned that, Noel.
In that interview, none of that was mentioned at
Thank
all
you, thank you.
because but what they said was that, and you heard it in the previous clip, that she had, I think she had already been in touch with the police about something. I don't know what report she had made at that time. Um, I think that from my observation, um, the the first video that I saw was um what actually it just came out. And as I said yesterday, I appreciated it because it was not controlled, because the girl was just talking
Mm-hmm.
and getting the story out, and I found it to be, I was like, good, let her talk. And to me, she revealed herself, and she revealed what you've been saying, Lady D, all along. This is about not being the queen of that cult, but being first. It's about ego, it's about
Mm-hmm.
not being in the background, it's not being it's not about polygamy, it's not being a sister wife, it's about I'm on top, and that's the only place for me, on
Mm-hmm.
top and out front. And that's what I heard from her own mouth
She
in
says she
that
feel like
video.
she's a trophy. They just want to put on a
But that's in
trophy,
her
on
mind.
like a trophy on a shelf to collect dust.
And
That's
that
what she
doesn't even make
said.
sense. That's not true, because a trophy is something that you value. And not
Mhm.
one of these Negroes have put her in any place of value. She is no
Mhm.
trophy.
Not at
And a
all.
trophy would not be bowing down to the queen.
Mhm.
The
And
queen
bless
is the
62
trophy.
say, bless 62 say, but if she's been in the cult years, haven't they brainwashed her? Natalia, to me, and that's just my opinion, she couldn't be tamed. Natalia was in and out, in and out, in and out that cult, going from one leader to another leader. She wanted that status. She wanted to be first. She go after people that she know that's have that leader position, like King Musa and Prince York and TKO. She go after those type of people. So to me, when it comes to brainwash, the only thing brainwash when it comes to Natalia is that she can't come out of the cult. She enjoy the cult. They enjoy that type of living. Even King Musa said that. King Musa said that when he had Natalia at his house, Natalia couldn't adjust because she was so used to having everything in order, so used to everything, a certain way, where she had to leave from something that she felt that wasn't, like carbonation setting. Natalia is not going to go to the average man unless they was in some type of cult. And I think you talked about that, Noel. You said that her mom, you say something about her mom. What you say about her mom? You and
Her
I talked
mom
on
is
the
in
phone.
some into her mom is into like Afro um spirituality. If you hear her talking about Oshun and all that, so
Mm-hmm.
I believe that her mother is some type of um one for a better word, priestess or something. But Natiri believes that it is her in her chart or in her stars or whatever that she be a leader in this spiritual realm. So she's going to always be in this kind of lifestyle because
Mm-hmm.
that's her core belief system.
And even if she leaves Solar, she gonna find another cult leader, right?
I believe so.
Most
That
likely.
I mean, if we follow the pattern,
Mm-hmm. So she
she's
don't
been
want to
jumping
come
around
out.
from cults for 5 years,
Yeah, she's not gonna come out of that. So
and and she believes in this. I don't know what she believes because sometimes she uses the word God, then she
mhm,
uses the Orishas, then she says she's a fairy. Her husband, her Solar says he's a shaman, then he says
mhm.
he's a Zeus. I don't know what I really can't nail down their belief system, but I know that she lives this life. Um, she sometimes she talks about the ancestors. They talk about the orishas. They talk about all these things. So I don't know what she believes or where she'll come out of it or how she'll come out of it. But if I had to bet money on what she would do the next relationship, I would bet money on any of the previous cults she's been in or the next up and coming cult, the
Mhm.
whoever it is. I mean, she can't go back to Prince York because they won't take her back over there.
No, indeed.
They would definitely not take her back, and their organization is too well set up. And knowing what they know about her, and they're very protective of him, she's not coming back there.
No. If anybody let Natalia in, they ready to be exposed. They ready to be exposed.
Right.
Bless says, so sad Satan uses money and sex to lure the massive. The parents are questionable. Thanks for answering. I don't follow these cults. And that's the thing about it. The parents, just like with the R. Kelly, what parents gonna let their child be around an older man? I don't know. I might be old fashioned. I don't know.
Yeah,
Because
that R.
ain't
Kelly
no way
thing
in the
to
world.
me, th- that was a lot of the parents were questionable because, just like Bless said, that that was money with R. Kelly.
Mm-hmm.
So and a lot of them believe that proximity to stardom would get their kids records deals or whatever. But to me, I wouldn't do it, and I don't approve of it, and
Mm-hmm.
that's exploiting your own children. But some people are willing to do that. They did the same thing with Michael Jackson. Everybody knew what he was doing, but they would let them kids go over there,
Mm-hmm.
and they knew that all kind of weird things were going on for years,
Mm-hmm.
and people still did that. So people, like she said, Satan does use people with money, fame, status, all those things to lure people.
Mm-hmm.
And but I don't know what you can do with a person like Natiri
She's not gonna
who
come out. So I wouldn't consider as Nature Boy brainwashing her. I consider as she just brainwashed into a cult. Period. Whether it's carbonation or anyone that's would you call them? What you call these type of people? Woken? They woke? What you call these type of people?
conscious.
That conscious people? Yes. So she just addicted to conscious people. That's how I would
But
put it. You know.
yeah, I don't think that she is of all the ones past and present, I think she's the least brainwashed
I think so
because
too.
she's been able to come and go.
Yeah.
The
The
people
rest
that
of
are
them just never left. They
the
never
ones that are
left.
truly brainwashed and who bought into it, they never
Mhm.
leave. And they're
Mhm.
still there right now.
Mhm.
The ones that have had Natiri never, and that's the other piece, that she was kicked out of Carbonation 2 times. She did, when people say she left, it wasn't a leave, it was a kicked out. You're not wanted here. And then she came back, whether by lure of Solar or whatever it was, but most of the influence of I want to be with Solar, but Solar was always the bait to get her
Mhm.
back.
But I think she went
So
up there to Solar because she knew that her case was weak. So, and this going I'm gonna continue saying this until the truth finds its way back home. I think Materia went to Solar because she said that she changed her number, she changed every contact where he couldn't get in touch with her, but yet she sought him out. She went where he was. So the only thing that I can think that Materia went to Solar is because she needed Solar or someone that was in that cult on her side, and they using each other. He may be using her, for one thing, and she using him for another, and she using him because her case is very weak. And from the time that Nataria been by Solar's side, Solar never shut up. He haven't shut up yet. He's been talking ever since.
and have you noticed that she just sits there silently?
Yeah, she don't butt in.
You know
Eh,
why?
because she's uninformed. Let me shut up.
Because like you said, you're exactly right. She's using him to be her mouthpiece.
The help that build that case. That's all that
Right.
is.
She's using him
And I
and
will
he's
say
using
legend,
her.
and at the end of the day, we all have opinion. Okay.
Yeah.
Mm.
But as she if you know what thing that interests me about her, when she
Thank you,
said
thank
that
you.
she said she doesn't she changed her number and all that stuff, and she gave the letter to the prosecutor read that she wants no contact and all of that, and they were ordered not to contact her from the
Mm.
judge, that there should be that
So,
there would
but
be
they ordered
consequences if
her. They ordered them not to contact Materia, but yet Materia wouldn't contact them. So come
that's
on, wake
exactly
up.
right. So right,
Hmm.
that's what I'm saying, that's what I'm thinking.
You know where I'm going, right?
Yeah, I'm with you, I'm
Yes,
in the same
yes.
place.
Thank you,
I know she contacted him.
thank you. And you know why, right?
I don't know why, but I can guess.
Yes, thank you,
I can guess. I mean,
thank you. A child couldn't
I don't know it,
understand that.
but I know
You
that
right.
she definitely, either she's lying now or she was lying then to the court, because
Hmm.
she said that she wasn't in contact and she didn't want any contact.
Mm-hmm.
So if they had initiated contact, they would be in violation of the law.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So she
Uh,
initiated it. But you
Blessed
know what I
62.
think?
Mm-hmm.
I think that Solar, when he came to Atlanta and before this last hearing, I think that they both have ratted out Nature Boy for whatever,
Yes, yes,
and that he has immunity, and that's why he's talking.
yes,
Because
yes.
nothing he doesn't talk like a person who might it might he talks like a person who can't have any consequences
Um,
because
because
everybody else is quiet. Have you noticed that?
yeah, yeah.
Velvet's quiet,
Mm-hmm.
Sybil's quiet, um, Flo and Vibes are quiet.
Yeah.
Everybody else is quiet,
Yeah.
and
Well,
Solar.
let me answer this question right here, and after that, we're gonna go ahead and shut it down, and
Okay,
I'm gonna come back to guys. Guys, thank you guys very much. Bless 62 says, Lady D, is this cult like the Israelites? So they believe in God, the big God? No, they don't believe in the big God. They believe Nature Boy as God, Elohim, or witchcraft. They believe witchcraft and voodoo. That's what they believe.
they do. Yes,
They don't, and even true, not true, Solar came out and say that they believe witchcraft and voodoo. They don't believe in the most high God. The glory of God been departed out of that. The day that Nature Boy sat there and started exalting himself, the glory of God had departed out of him. So that answered the question right there. They don't believe in, no, they believe in astrology. They believe
and
in all that other
that's what
stuff.
I was saying to you, Lady D. That they they believe in the Orishas. They
Mm-hmm.
believe in he said wizard, so that would be witchcraft, right?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
I don't know what fairies do, or if that's some kind of fantastical stuff.
Magic is
Yeah,
witchcraft.
all of it's magic, right? And she said, I
Mm-hmm.
believe in that interview that I'm magical.
Mm-hmm.
She believes that she is magical
Mm-hmm.
and and different from other people, and that's one of her beliefs that support her position as queen and out front.
Mm-hmm.
She has a belief in her mind wherever it comes from, but sometimes that's what I was saying to Bless. I never know what they use the
Mm-hmm.
word God, but they also use the word God for Nature Boy. So I don't,
But they
and they
use the
use
little God. That's why I always say the Most High God,
right.
because I set him apart from. Because as you know, since I've been coming on social media, I mean, these people have pulled out at least 101 different gods. So I don't trust.
And they
I rather
also
say the Most High God. So
right.
guys, look, I'm gonna
They
close it down because my husband came in. Thank you, Frida Star. Who else? The doll. Bless 62 girl. Thank you, Star. Thank you for riding with me, guys. Guys, you've been a blessing. Who else? Angel, Sarah, Bless 62. Did I say Bless 62? Who else? Kitty. Guys, thank you very, very much. And thank you, Noel, girl. We lasted 3 hours. And
yes,
like I
we
say,
did
honey,
it.
in here, we going to leave no rocks unturned. And like I say, when it comes to my life, I don't know these people from Squatty Dotty or anybody. But I know one thing, that the truth gonna always find its way back home. And I thank you guys for supporting me, joining our life. Like I said, I take nothing for granted. And Noel, girl, we did it. It was a blessing. You have anything to say? You can go ahead and close it
N-
out.
No, thank you so much for having me. I hope that I helped the ladies who don't follow this, give you some background of how we got here. And I respect everybody for listening and everybody's opinion and input. And all we can do is, take that in and make our decision. But like you said, the truth will be revealed in all of this. And that's all I think that's what we all want, is for the truth to come out, and hopefully other young people won't fall into this same path.
That's it.
Okay.
Okay, guys. On that
We'll talk
note,
later.
okay, on this note, guys, good night. Good night.